Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. What's going on? It's Mister Young.
And it's foreign in the building, bro. What is some sort of preamble? What was going on there?
Oh, I don't know. Were you hearing things, bro?
Yeah. I was hearing some gremlins. I don't know whether it's in my roof or my shop house. Not sure what's up
Bro,
all that.
Randy Orton, you hear voices in your head.
No. It's all good.
But it's good to see you, my brother, on a Monday, a little bit of a different timing. And everybody in chat, thanks for, helping to adapt to the slightly different timing this week because, I have some life stuff to take care of tomorrow, so we had to do the podcast today. But good to see you, Edison, Alfred, Diff Royalty. How we doing, man?
Appreciate it, you guys. I think we all know, as long as it's like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, keep your lifetime free. You'll never know when we drop. We are like Vince McMahon. We might be dropping lawsuits here and there out of nowhere, bro. You never know.
Oh, boy. I was about to say, oh my God, we're going to have so much to talk about. But do we, though? Because, I'll explain what I mean in just a few moments. Hang on, what are you drinking right there? I see you hanging on to a coffee cup.
Let me promote this. Let me promote this brand, bro. It's called the Community.
Okay.
I have a cafe right under my rental place, bro.
Ooh,
it's my morning brew, bro.
Don't give away your location like this, man.
Come on, I am working. It's lunchtime, taking a break. Having my coffee. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you just gave away your location. Now people can find that cafe, and then you say that. Okay, never mind. I don't want to say anymore.
Hey, wait. First of all, do you really think I got foreign fans waiting for me at on my doorstep, bro? I don't think so, bro.
You never know. Foreigner could one day be the next iShow Speed. You never know. Things get crazy, all of a sudden you say something controversial, you pop off, and then you want to go USS, everybody follow you. You want to go to the zoo, everybody follow you. You never know, bro.
Bro, I hope that doesn't happen, bro. That's a real-life zombie apocalypse, bro. But one thing about iShow Speed, I would say that he got famous post-pandemic. So, bro, think about it. Pandemic was only 3 years ago.
Yes.
Your life can change in 3 years. You never know. You never know where this podcast would be in 3 years, bro.
True. And and this is what I tell myself. Maybe you want to call it copium, but here's the thing. To your exact point, iShow Speed didn't suddenly become this phenomenon overnight. A lot of people forget that he was streaming as a CG9 in his room, playing games when he was 15, 13, 12. I don't know how old he is or he started. But to your point, he's been doing it for years already. Sometimes it takes you 3 years, 5 years, 6 years. It's about the grind and doing what you love. And then when the opportunity hits, you're ready. You're ready for it.
Bro, I would say we are going on 6 year overnight sensation, bro.
Yes, 6 year, the prep, we've got the legwork and everything. We're a well-oiled kind of machine.
Yeah.
You know what? We are more well-oiled than... we are better machine than... You know where I'm going with this.
Does it involve lube and lots of lube? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, not lube, bro. Oh my God. I'm glad you brought that up. You're talking Diddy, right?
Yeah,
you're talking Diddy. No, I'm not referring to Diddy. We'll maybe talk a little bit about that. I'm talking about the MRT situation in Singapore.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure why. Oh, well oiled. Got you.
Machine, our machine is broken down.
My brain is just going yeah.
Okay, East-West line disruption. No train services from Jurong East to Buena Vista. Even to today. In your history as a human being in Singapore, do you recall an MRT train line going down for this damn long?
No, not multiple days. It's always down for a day.
1 day,
shit happens. Actually, I'm curious to know our people on the chat because I know you guys, some of you guys are West Siders, some of you guys working in the West. Shout out to you, Div. Anyone have been affected by the train delays, whether it's for work or living in that area? Jurong, Buena Vista peeps. Anyone there?
This is not even train delay. It's no train.
No train. No
delay by 3-4 days.
I mean, it's unprecedented, but that just speaks to how lucky we are, I guess.
Oh,
like the fact that this is a big deal, you know. I'm sure
Yeah.
other big cities this happens like, oh yeah, train delay because of flooding, train delay because of tsunami. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we
no,
are lucky, bro.
bro, we are 100% privileged, right? Yeah, to your point too, like in other countries, train delays are literally a common factor. Oh, there's a crazy person on the train in New York. Gee, the whole damn train delay, you know?
Yeah, people on strike. You lucky
Yeah.
no LRT don't want to strike. You all blah, blah, blah. Okay lah, no lah. But I love the solution a lot of the netizens are giving, bro.
Mm.
Give free train rides for 4 days.
Wow, idea. Dude,
Idea.
but somebody like heads are gonna roll. You know, this thing cannot happen. This is Singapore. Stuff like this is not supposed to happen, right?
Yeah,
The fallout is gonna be interesting. Very quickly, Alfred said that not only is he a foreign fan, but he is also one of the commuters that made history because he was on the East-West Line disruption.
Oh shit. Bro, do you walk the line, bro? Do you walk the tracks, bro?
He walked the line, brother. Mama Daniel says it's near his parents' house at Buena Vista.
Oh shit. Okay, cool. I was just wondering whether there was anyone who actually walked on the tracks and then they did like a Randy Orton pose
What
or
the
they did
hell?
like a tribal chief. You know what I mean? That would have been cool, man. We've caught it with our wrestling
Bro.
fan. They recognize, you know?
Bro, we are Singaporean. When told to do things, when told to follow orders, we follow orders. We just, okay,
Alamak.
quietly walk the train.
Like Ginna like that.
I mean, hey, you know, sometimes people complain we're too boring, we don't speak up. But in times of crisis, I think this is a good thing. Like, okay, shit, everyone follow order, you
everyone
know?
follow, yeah.
Like during the pandemic, right? We're like, okay, everybody wear masks, everyone very good, you know, keep the rates down. As opposed to certain other countries we shan't name, they're like, fuck you, freedom! You know?
It's Americana. It's
we're not naming.
No.
It's
Sorry.
Pipana! Freedom! Fuck yeah!
It's the Copa Cabana.
What the fuck, bro?
Suddenly I had that image of Jonathan Coachman dancing and getting kicked in the balls or kicked in the ass by The Rock.
Right,
So,
wow. That's a bit of a deep cut. The crazy
of
thing
course.
is, if you're a wrestling fan, you can see it in your head that happening right now. Coachman dancing and then
If you know, you know, guys.
you
If
know.
Okay.
Okay, if you know, put a finger up or a chop up, whatever it is. We do the chops on Kick to the Gut.
We do
okay?
once, we do. Okay, I apologize for all the preamble. I think we just wanted to get ourselves warmed up.
Bro.
We actually do have a lot to talk about. I know you said there wasn't, but I want to hear from you why you said there's not a lot to talk about because I have notes and notes and notes on me, brother.
But bro, you're missing one thing. We alluded to it earlier. You know, talking about the preamble, getting warmed up and lubed up. Okay, I don't want to obviously make a joke out of this situation because it is a horrible situation, but
For sure.
very quickly, let's talk about Diddy and his arrest. And it's all over my social media feed. I can't take my eyes off it because he's one of those guys that, like, you know, that era of music, right? It's Diddy, Usher, all those people under him, quite literally, apparently, you know, and the accusations. You've seen the video with Cassie, right?
Yeah, that was terrible.
That's disturbing shit. Yeah.
The fuck, man. Yeah, there's the thing, right? Actually, Diddy has a WWE connection. Do you remember?
He was on one of the WrestleManias, was it? I forget.
WrestleMania 29.
Bro.
His theme song was I'm coming home. Remember the song?
Yes.
Tell the world that I'm coming.
coming.
Yeah, that was Diddy. So Diddy has some involvement in pro wrestling. So there is a 6 degree of separation there, but it hits close to home for wrestling fans, especially with what we are going through now.
Yeah, and you know, talking about abuse of power, I guess there is a link to Vince McMahon and his little I wouldn't say little, but his stuff that he's going through. Now, I personally can't wait for the 50 Cent documentary that apparently he sold to Netflix. Don't know if you heard about that. About Diddy. So that one's going to be salacious.
50 Cent is such an opportunist, bro.
Yeah.
He's just the guy who remember that time he shits on Ja Rule? He bought out his front 2 rows of seats or some shit like that. And then on his concert, I love 50 Cent is my favorite rapper just because of his he's such a, I don't know,
business acumen lah. He find the right opportune time to strike. But not just Diddy, so all the other people who are implicated, right? Like I mentioned Usher, Jay-Z, somehow Beyonce might be connected through like knowing that these things happen, you know? So it's
expose is gonna be big.
Bro, yeah. Bigger than this Netflix McMahon expose, which, alright, fine, we'll talk about it. Just to give you guys a bit of a preview, we'll talk a bit about Dynamite as well, and then we'll preview Bad Blood in just a bit.
And of course, not forgetting a quick recap of this weekend in local wrestling.
Yes.
Shout out to Dave, who I saw at Grapplemax Open House. Shout out to Dave, Nina, Zah, because all of them were attending Ring of Rebirth and did the honors of reviewing the show for the Singapore Wrestler Top 20. So we'll be quickly checking in on the recap and the results and their thoughts as well on the show. I'm going to read out some of their reports. So yeah, there's got a lot to talk about. But yeah, let's start with the juiciest of them all, bro.
Okay, so the Netflix docu-series Mr. McMahon just dropped, all 6 episodes. I finally actually only managed to watch the last episode yesterday. Believe it or not. It took me a while, yeah.
Okay. It's very interesting because we had Diddy, right? Do you think, right, the timing of this happening right under the shadow of Diddy, because Diddy, of course, clearly is a bigger name in mainstream culture. Do you think that shielded a bit of the fallout, from this show?
I'll say no, because ultimately, what I feel about the McMahon documentary, it didn't really reveal a lot that we wrestling fans didn't already know. I hate to use this phrase, but there are levels to this game. And if the game is being a fucked up human being, it seems like from the outside, Diddy wins at being fucked up. You know what I mean? By in terms of abusing his power and taking advantage of people. It's not competition, nor should it be a competition, but it seems like his case just seems a lot worse, right? I mean, the thing, so going back to what I just said about the docuseries about McMahon, it felt like as people who have followed it, was there anything that you truly didn't know? That you found like, whoa, that's a revelation? Ooh. I feel like maybe 1 or 2 things, like some of the really old footage of his childhood about he implied incest at one point. But and the whole time when I'm watching him talk, right, I feel, you know what I feel? And tell me if you agree. I feel like he's working the interviewer. It's like he cannot switch off. And maybe that's the biggest takeaway about Mr. McMahon or Vince McMahon, is that you never really know if he's working or not. Because I swear, it feels like he throws in these lines that implicate himself on purpose, just to get people, did you just, you know what I mean?
So when everyone was asking like how close of Mr. McMahon, the character, is he to the real life person? Yep. And then remember Vince McMahon straight up said, nope, not a damn thing. And I'm like, fuck you. Because they immediately fact check him by having everyone around say, yeah, it's almost like him, exaggerated version of him, right?
I wouldn't call that a fact check. I call that editing to suit your narrative. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because they could have had those interviews with Booker T, with Tony Atlas, blah, 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 right? And then they bring up, so do you think that Vince and Mr. McMahon share a lot of traits? And then they say what they say. You know what I mean? It's an interview technique, for good or for bad, by place, and then after that is creative editing, right? So they place that question juxtaposed with all the reactions to make that contrast very stark. When the truth is it's probably gray areas, blurred line in between, but it is creative editing. So I don't put too much stock into that. That said, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 50-50. Mr. McMahon is just Vince McMahon turned up by 500%.
You know what's my favorite part of creative editing that they employed throughout the entire series, bro?
What?
My favorite example of them like fucking with him, right, was when during the Attitude Era episode, he was saying that, even at the Attitude Era, it was still family-friendly entertainment. We are appealing to a demographic. And then, he said, at the end of the day, there's still no guns. And then got the Brian Pillman.
Yeah, I know. No, the second he said that, I knew they were going to show that clip already. It's as wrestling fans, we know. And I think we are, I don't want to say smart, observant enough to know that this is how creative editing in documentaries work, right? To create that huge juxtaposition to make him look like he's lying.
Right off the top of the bat. Disappointed.
Right off the top of the bat. Wow, this is right at the top.
Really at the top, okay? I think let's set our context. Were you overall disappointed? Was it exactly what you thought it would be? Was it enlightening? What was your immediate reactions following all 6 episodes?
I think I made the mistake of thinking that this was a documentary made for wrestling fans. This is not. I think that if, as a wrestling fan, I took very little away from it. I actually, at some points, found it boring because I was there like, oh, they're going to talk about Chris Benoit. Oh, they're going to talk about the Monday Night War. Oh, this happened, that happened.
We've seen and read all of this before. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, I know, exactly. So then I try to, and because of my line of work also, I'm quote unquote trained, or I'm very used to taking complex subjects or things that I have a lot of knowledge about, try to distill it in a very simple way to cater to the that's what mainstream like mass radio is about, right? I can't go on air and talk 5 minutes, 10 minutes about the new Apple iPhone 16 and all the specs. I have to boil it down to what's the most simple, basic stuff to get people interested, correct?
Yeah.
So that's literally what I do. So I'm sitting there trying to think and watch this thing like somebody who is not a wrestling fan, who might have just stumbled upon it. And I also found that boring. Because when they were talking about the history of wrestling and this and that, I was like, wow, okay, this is actually kind of boring. And I look at my wife, half the time, she's looking at the phone. She only got interested in the like ruthless aggression attitude era window because that was what she watched growing up. The rest of it, not interested really.
Yeah, if I'm not wrong, your wife is around my age, in her early 30s, right? So that would have been her era. The interesting thing so we did this experiment. Remember, we told each other we will try to get our partners to watch the show?
Yes.
I managed to get my girlfriend to sit through the first episode. And I think the cliffhanger of the first episode got her interested to want to watch the other episodes, but we haven't gotten around to it yet. But she did complain. She did complain like, hey, where all the scandal? I was hoping for the scandal in the first episode. Yeah, so that was one. But her second takeaway, which I found very, very curious and interesting, is like, all these guys all got daddy issue. Same problem. And then he said, like, okay, this don't take this with a grain of salt. This is just her observation. Vince McMahon and the father, like Malay man, they all got the same problems.
What?
I can say it because I'm Malay, so I can agree or disagree, okay? But what he's trying to say is like, okay, so the unavailable father, the son trying to win the approval of the father, just trying to get them to say I love you and all that, doing a whole bunch of nonsense and like, like attention-seeking stuff to get that validation, and then finally getting that validation, and then continuing that vicious toxic cycle down the road.
Bro,
so it was hilarious when she said that.
That as a storyline is as old as time. Iron Man, bro. He had daddy issues, right? It is the driver of so many stories, and you just look at mass media and movies and TV shows. Daddy issues is a very basic plot because it's something that happens in real life. So yes, I agree. And that's to the other point as well. Like for whatever reason, I thought it would be more scandalous. And once again, maybe it's scandalous to people who don't know already. Fias, what's up? Like Fias says, the sex scandal like very little because you need 5 more years to find out more about the sex scandal. You know what I mean? The sex scandal literally just happened and he declined all interviews after the Janelle Grant case broke.
Yeah. I think I know what's the problem, bro. I know what's the problem. We, like you said, we as wrestling fans, we were hoping there was some bombshell, there was some scandals, there was something new that we haven't learned before. But clearly Netflix was trying to make this actually a primer, an introduction to WWE for casual Netflix watchers. 100%. So that they will be curious to check out when Raw drops.
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt. Unfortunately, it felt too much like a fluff piece at the end of the day.
Even with all the things that they are.
And I don't know if you noticed this, but the way they structured the shows, right? It's like the first 3 quarters is just history lesson, and the last 1 quarter is scandal. It felt like that every single episode. So I felt myself every time I switched on a new episode with my wife, I felt like I was waiting for the scandal, waiting for the steroid scandal, the female referee scandal, the Rita Chatterton one. Oh, I didn't know about the ring boy scandal. That one I didn't know.
Okay, the Pat Patterson one, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was a wasted or missed opportunity. You know why? They decided to make this whole documentary a revision history of WWE.
Yep.
They didn't really make it about the life and times of Vince McMahon. So
Yep.
even though a lot of people can say, yeah, they're all intrinsically connected, WWE is
Mm.
Vince McMahon's creation, but I would argue if they had stayed very tightly focused on that angle, that means
Yep.
you remember, imagine this structure. First episode, age 0 to 12.
Oh,
Vince,
okay.
life of Vince McMahon, you know, and
Yeah.
then episode 2, like Vince McMahon 20 to 30 years old. But then all the WrestleMania stuff happens in between. At least the narrative structure will be still focused. It will still be an autobiography about Vince McMahon, less about the WWE. So I thought that was the wasted opportunity. And to your second point, one more thing that I wanted to say was that you know why Marvel or MCU is such a, you know, a box office success.
Yep.
Because you are trying to cater to the general audience, the biggest, widest audience possible. So people who do not know anything about the comics can want to be interested to learn about the comics or can enjoy it for what it was. But still, you do a bit of fan service for the comic book long-time fans. So you throw in a bit of this deep cut character or a bit of this throwaway line that, oh, I'm a wrestling fan, I would have gotten it, right? You know what I thought would have elevated this entire documentary?
What?
Imagine, right, they secured an interview or profile with people who you would never imagine would have appeared on the documentary. Like, it would have blown their minds.
Like who?
Wait for it. Imagine they got Tony Khan. Example. Just because to like a competitor AEW, right? But who I really, okay, as I was listening to all this, right, I was thinking like, okay, they are not talking about the sex scandal enough yet because it only ends up towards the end.
Yep.
My most interesting profile that they had was actually Trish Stratus to me. I would love if they had gotten some of the divas on the show.
Yes.
Candice Michelle, Tori, the people who actually did all those depraved things. Can you imagine who would be crazy if she appeared? Because she has never appeared for a public interview since she left WWE.
Who?
Bro, Sable, bro.
Oh, yeah. But they even talked about the thing that she
got the settlement, right?
She got the settlement. She came back and did that whole angle with Vince McMahon, implying and not implying. It's probably true, lah. He's like, oh, you want to sue me for sexual harassment? Come, we do angle where I fucking stick my tongue down your throat. You know, he's such a like.
Yeah, I know, but I think what would help is the people who kena all these depraved activities on screen to try to justify themselves, to have this a bit of discomfort, or maybe down the road they might have actually regretted their actions. That would actually have painted you in a bad light. And what it was missing was an interview that has never appeared on previous documentaries, because all these people always have appeared. That was what was missing, bro.
Trish Stratus did provide a little bit of that. Like, she did mention she was uncomfortable about this, that, the other thing, but you know, hey, well, whatever, right? But yes, I know exactly what you're trying to say. When Trish, it still felt like Trish was defending the company, even though she did feel a little bit like, but you know, yeah, right? I don't know if Tony Khan would have been relevant, maybe in a documentary 5 years later. Then yes.
Yeah, maybe.
But
I was sorry.
Dave Meltzer, bro. What do you think of Uncle Dave on the show?
Hot take.
Yeah.
I thought Dave Meltzer was good on the show.
I don't even disagree with you. I don't think it's a hot take. I thought he was fine because he's talking about a time that, you know, he was actually more relevant back in the day where he,
Do you see one of the line that he said, which has been in conflict with everything that he's done up till now?
What's that?
Remember that one line he said that, you know, Vince realized that it's more important to make a star than wrestling matches. I'm like, wait, is this the Dave Meltzer I know? What are you talking about, bro?
I think the truth is, and we are all kind of know this in some shape or fashion, right? Dave is just catering. He knows that his audience is shrinking because WWE has kind of shut him out already. So he needs to cater to a very niche audience.
Correct. And I think that helped him realize that, I might need to do this big piece to get his name back in relevance.
Yeah.
Clearly, this was like a public outreach for him, in a way. So,
it was. I mean, hate him or love him, right? He did play a very important role in the wrestling industry for that whole period, you know?
Yeah. One thing I didn't know was that Dave Meltzer was actually attending the trial, the Vince McMahon. So that at least makes him a legit journalist covering the event, because he was there, right? So
Yeah. So
yeah.
now he's almost kind of that guy who's been ostracized by the WWE. That's why he's thrown in his hat with, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't call him a independent journal, like a non-biased journalist anymore. Because, yeah, he's really 100% in bed with AEW. They give him access, and that's why he's like, okay, let me return you the favor by giving you 10 stars or whatever. Not explicitly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you will give good publicity to people, who give you the access, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another cool thing I thought about this whole series was that they had a lot of deep cuts, which again, I wish they explored his childhood, 10 to 12 years old, fucking interview I don't know, find the stepfather or something if he's still alive. You know
Does
what
he
I
have a
mean?
brother, or did the brother pass away already?
Yes, the brother passed away already. The brother passed away.
Oh.
So that was a wasted opportunity. But imagine if they actually had archival footage of like an interview with the brother. Now that would have been
Yes.
a bombshell for wrestling fan. Like, oh shit, I didn't know freaking Vince McMahon had a brother and he also lived through the abuse. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Do you think that they did the best with what they had? Because Vince McMahon is probably a very closed door in terms of his childhood. He shared as much as he was going to give. Then they had to work around it and, pad it up with all this thing, that thing, right? Because they have a full 6 episodes to make. So maybe some people are just very tight about their history for whatever reason. And maybe we'll never know until, Vince McMahon is gone.
I would say this is still the definitive documentary or autobiography on Vince McMahon that's ever been made or produced.
Even though it's sort of like, okay lah, it's kind of, you only know 25%. And maybe that's the quote-unquote brilliance of Vince McMahon. You never really know what's real or not, what he's just concocted, And that's a brilliant, he's a carny through and through. He's working us, he's going to work us till he actually goes in the grave. And going back to that, remember that statement that he put out?
I was just about to say, yeah.
I 100% believe that is a work. He was trying to get people to watch this damn show.
I have a feeling as well. I thought after especially watching the show, I was like, he said keep an open mind. That means he wants people to watch to make their own decisions and judgment.
Yep.
But he actually, right, people got more interested in wanting to watch the documentary after he put out that statement, correct?
Exactly. I think he probably watched it and thought it was boring. Honestly, he's like, all right, let me put out a statement so people will watch. He is so about, and I'm not saying this as a good or a bad thing, right? It's just from what we can see, he's so much about the work, the business that, even if he makes himself look like a demon, which is, his whole character, right? He doesn't care. And he's doing it even in quote unquote retirement. He doesn't care. He wants to be, bring it on the hate. He's just that guy.
The thing I found a very interesting quote that he gave was he said he at all times he got 3 brains working, right?
Yeah.
So one is like focused on the interview, one is thinking about business, and then one is like thinking about sex.
What? Bro, that literally took me out. I was just sitting there sort of like, oh, okay, he's talking, blah, blah. Then he said sex. I'm like, huh? What?
Yeah, I wish that kind of like seeds were planted throughout each episode to kind of like lead to the final narrative, which is like, this guy's a convicted sex abuser. That would have been interesting, bro.
Or is he just working? Is he just saying that to make us go, what the... you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he does shocking things, right?
Yeah.
Some deep cuts again. Like when you ask me things I've never seen before that I actually learned that's very new information for me was I didn't know this Vince McMahon was on David Letterman's show as like a reporter. Like that's way old footage. I would have never known that. That's pretty cool. The fact that he and Bob Costas was on the same show years before their infamous confrontation. I thought that was incredible. Another thing that I was surprised by was that the Pat Patterson thing, right? I knew roughly that there was some sex boy scandal happening. I didn't know how involved Vince McMahon was or Pat Patterson was. But everything leading up to that period, even Vince McMahon appearing on Phil Donahue to like to talk about it, like that's crazy for him to go appear on like mainstream TV to discuss it, man.
Bro, I think what we've seen is he doesn't care. Good publicity, bad publicity, it's publicity for his company, his business. You know, I don't think he gives a shit. The funniest thing about that thing was how they at the end of that whole story arc, they cleared Pat Patterson's name. Then they cut to Tony Atlas. He will grab my pecker in the shot. Fucking dude, Tony Atlas and Bret Hart were two of my favorite talking heads. Because they just fucking, and Bret Hart is like, I'm the Merlin that pulled the I pulled the sword out of. So I'm sorry,
he angkat himself to the max. I love it.
He thought like he is the best. Like, I love Bret Hart, but
okay. At what point it's just a pure self belief? At what point is it delusion? Where's that line? Where's that line, bro? In my opinion.
I think he also maybe that's why he has some respect for Vince. He's also that sort of very artsy. We all have that friend, and if you don't have that friend, maybe it's you.
Okay.
Sort of like it's arts, and it doesn't have to be in wrestling, right? It can be in the work that you do, but like you take your work so serious. It's my art, it's my craft. Maybe we all have a little bit of that in us. Like we take everything else is frivolous, but this one thing that I do, I'm very serious about, and you put extra effort and juice into it, even though everybody else is what only what.
In Malay, we call it he shook sendiri a bit.
Shook sendiri, yeah, something like that. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
I think for the wrestling business, that's Vince. For Bret, that's his own wrestling ability. He shook sendiri his wrestling ability.
I love it though. I love it because I think Bret is that level where he's so good and he knows he's good. He doesn't feel the need to be humble about it. Like he just stating it as pure fact. Yeah, I'm the best. Yeah, okay, it's a full stop. It's not like I'm the best ?
Yeah,
To
be honest, every time they show a clip of Bret, I'm like, look at those punches.
Look at that front bump run into the corner that he takes. Holy shit!
Everything he did made it. Okay, it's not about him. It's not about Tony Atlas, but those two are funny as hell. Actually, Tony Atlas is my favorite because he was just grab my pecker in the shower. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
You know who's my favorite out of all? To me, the most revealing profile.
Eazy-E.
No, I mean I love Eazy, but no. To me, the one that came off looking like the hero in this whole show,
Dave Meltzer.
No.
Okay,
bro. Shane McMahon.
Shane O'Mac.
Yeah, Shane O'Mac really feels like the hero of this story, bro. He's that kid. He's like Luke Skywalker, bro, in my opinion. He's like everything that has happened. Okay, so I've always been curious about why Shane McMahon left in 2009. He came back. What did he do at the time he was away? And everything that he explained and how he revealed and opened up about himself made so much sense in retrospect. Like why he was such a daredevil, why he just wanted his dad's approval, why I could imagine him and his dad would butt heads so often. Like when he wanted to buy UFC, his dad turned him down. When he wanted to take the company to another direction, his dad turned him down. Because I feel like while Vince Sr. was very open in giving the business to his child and making him earn it, I think Vince McMahon is a bit too selfish in the sense that this is really his company, his baby. He doesn't even want to give it away even to his own son. So in terms of succession, he doesn't want him to earn it.
So isn't this exactly what happened to Vince himself? He's literally doing the same thing to his son. Now, the irony is Stephanie and Paul are the heir apparents, and I honestly believe they deserve to be the heir apparents at this point. Look at what they've done for the business and the, stuff like that that's coming out, right? Shane O'Mac, he left and yes, the son succeeds the father. That's the fairy tale. But to me, I think Stephanie and Triple H deserve their positions right now.
For sure. I think maybe Shane also the reason why he wanted to be the head of the company because he just wanted to keep it in the business, the business in the family, right? So he wanted to have that clear lineal successorship. But the problem with Shane, I believe, right, is as great as he has a lot of the traits that his father has, I think he has more of his mother's traits.
Yes. He doesn't have that cutthroat booking mentality that Vince had that brought them to prominence. That, at the end, like we all know this, at the end of Vince's run, he was booking some shit because he was out of touch already at that point.
Right? And then that very revealing or chilling line that Paul Heyman said about if you wanted that idea so much, Vince McMahon actually took a knife and asked him to stab him, But then the fact that he also said, but if you didn't stab me, that shows the kind of person that you are, and I have to take that into consideration. Like, what the fuck kind of
Bro,
depravity is that, bro?
that. Can you imagine? That's your dad doing that to you. There.
The fuck, man.
That's a mind fuck and a half, right?
Yeah, and then if the Shane chooses not to do it, go through with it because he loves his dad, he doesn't want to hurt his dad, walk away.
Yeah.
And the dad say he's a pussy for doing
Yeah.
that. What the fuck is that, right?
Wow. Okay,
Okay.
so it's an
Okay.
interesting segue, and Div says Shane feels like Tony Khan. Please don't insult Shane like that.
No, I wanted to bring up this point. You know why? I want the next line I was about to say, Dave, thanks for bringing it up.
Okay.
That's why I think it makes so much sense if Shane McMahon for some reason finds some sort of kinship with Tony Khan and then they say, hey, you know what, let's tag team together, bro.
Okay. There are similarities, there is a kinship, but that's about it. Like maybe some of the personality traits they share, like shitty booking skills. We all remember the Royal Rumble that Shane booked.
Yeah. Bro, what if though? What if like this will explain if Shane goes to AEW because he wants to build his own legacy, still prove himself that he can. But that's why he told his dad, he just wants the opportunity to run a company to show that he can run a company.
Yeah, I feel that. I personally wouldn't like it because it feels like WWE should be that legacy, not AEW, not a competitor, you know? Then, okay, you go to the whole like, oh, if Vince won't give it to Shane, then Shane will become the competition, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
How much of that, which was presented in the documentary, is a work though? You know, once again, it all goes back to this whole piece is a work. At the end of the day, does he really care? Or maybe right now he's just very happy doing what he's doing and he's just taking photos with the Young Bucks, taking photos with Tony Khan. No, I'm sure that they're inviting him to have coffee and makan and shit like that. I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
And whether he... Like, I don't know. I'm still of two minds about whether I want to see Shane in AEW, but I also I still believe that even if he does go to AEW, it's going to matter for about a month. And then after that, it's just going to be business as usual. And we'll get to AEW in just a bit.
I do hope that Shane and Tony, if they were to do work together, that also means Tony will still cede a bit of that control, or at least, you know, defer a lot to Shane.
Tony, no, I feel like Tony will never give up the book because he's the guy, he's the billionaire paying for it all. You know, it's different if he built this from zero and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, or maybe Shane and Tony can have a bit of like a Nick Khan and Triple H relationship where
maybe
Tony still wants to be the booker, the creative guy, and let Shane handle the business. But because when Shane said he wants to take over a promotion, I don't think he means just necessarily the creative. I think he wants to be able to run a business.
But bro, that still means Tony Khan is in charge of booking. So we'll get a shit product.
But it will be marketed better.
We know that the main issue with AEW right now, Tony can't just be the angel investor. That's it. You just give money and let somebody else handle creative. Let somebody else handle the business. You just sit back, but he cannot. So anyway, Div Royalty brings up a very good point, and I remember thinking the exact same thing. There was a comment about how Shane was one of the boys. Isn't that Tony Khan's management style as well? Can you imagine Shane and TK in this? It solves zero problems. Their problem AEW has right now, they don't have a leader. Nobody, everyone, Tony Khan is, friend with everybody. No, you need a leader there. And I don't know if Shane is going to be that guy.
But I think when Shane given the freedom to establish it, I think he can still have the spirit of AEW, which is like restless first, boy, happy. But
restless first, boy.
That just sounds so wrong combined together. But it's like what I mean is like, welfare and all that, because I think Shane also has that same mentality, like he wants to take care and protect his wrestlers.
Bro, welfare from the guy who's jumping off Titantrons? Welfare from the company that's like bleeding every single week. Meanwhile, over in the WWE, they've cut down live show stuff. Everything is bigger and safer because you're focusing on the storytelling. You know what I mean? Like everything that they wanted, WWE is actually doing a sports-based presentation right now. Everything that Tony Khan promised, WWE is doing right now, which is kind of like crazy if you think about it. Yeah,
it's wild to see, but I think Shane McMahon going to AEW will actually be a great enough talking point that you never know. It can go both ways. Like, it can even bring AEW back to relevance, or it can be the final nail in the coffin. It can be doomed from the start.
Yeah.
But it will make it very, very interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You wanna put a segue or like a button on this whole Netflix
Yeah,
documentary?
of course. Ultimately, it felt like something for the in between. It felt like it wasn't for the hardcore fans. It wasn't for the mainstream because it got a bit technical as well, right? So I feel like it's somewhere in between, and that's what made it boring to me.
They didn't to commit to one way or the other, right?
Yeah, like to me, right? I was only interested because I wanted to know about Vince McMahon's story. I feel like in no way did the documentary make me care about Vince McMahon he's such a bad, but like you said, where's the scandal? I want to know all the scandal. I want to, them to narrate about how he defecated, it was just a line, defecated. but you know what I mean?
Yeah, do like some Dark Side of the Ring where you actually show an actual visual shadow of a guy that looks like Vince McMahon shitting on a girl. I don't know.
Actually, that's a very good point. I feel like Dark Side of the Ring did a better job of those stories than this one did.
Yeah. But of course,
sorry to interrupt. Let me just wrap up here. It just felt, like you said just now, like a primer to WWE coming to Netflix, but under the guise of this scandalous thing, which ultimately was very completely unresolved. Because I mean, it's a documentary, like it's usually like that. So
it's ongoing.
I honestly wouldn't recommend it unless you're kind of a wrestling fan, a lapsed wrestling. Maybe that's who they're going for, the lapsed wrestling fan who might care because it's Mr. McMahon.
They remember Vince McMahon from their past or their childhood, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. And also what it could be is that this is TKO, or Netflix kind of like washing their hands off of Vince McMahon. Like, okay, acknowledging that this was something in the past. This sucks. Okay, we are gonna separate this guy now from WWE. Now going forward, WWE is a different product.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the thing, they did talk about how WWE is so different now. There's no drugs anymore. When Cody came in, he did talk about like, it's a changed environment, because they did mention he went to AEW for a bit, right?
Yeah. I'm surprised they actually had some footage of AEW, so good for them on that. At the end of the day, right, I feel like if you are not a wrestling fan, you watch it, you'll be mildly curious, but you were mildly curious because this was like a depraved, like weird guy, and his weird family history that caused him to be like this. Like I like that line that they said, the P.T. Barnum of wrestling. Like that would have piqued the curiosity of like casual watchers. If you are a hardcore wrestling fan like me, my favorite thing about this show is the reviews of this show by our wrestling personalities, like Eric Bischoff, Jim Cornette. Even Good Mike Work did a review on it. Like I love. To me, listening to Jim Cornette reviewing the show was more hilarious because they had so much more context to the show, bro. Like I enjoyed it myself. So that's where I sit on this documentary.
Guys, what did you think of the documentary? Would you give it out of 10? What would you give it? Let us know your number scores in the comments. And as I'm sure most of you here are like hardcore wrestling fans, like how much of the stuff did you already know? Like we were just talking about, like, honestly, I went into it 95%. I knew I could call what was going to happen already. A lot of it just felt like a rehash.
So Netflix format, would you guys stream it or would you guys skip it?
Oh, stream or skip. Or skip. There you go. Let us know.
Stream or skip,
And I feel like I have to compare this to other documentaries and not wrestling documentaries. I have to compare this to, like, what was that? They have one about the Menendez brothers. I haven't had time to watch.
Oh, I haven't seen
but
that.
But like, those serial killer like documentaries.
It's true crime. True crime
stuff.
Crime.
Fia says 5 upon 10.
Oh dear.
Wait, is 5 a stream or skip? Well, everyone's giving a middle of the road.
Bro, guys,
answer.
Make a decision, stream or skip, guys.
Oh, skip. Fia says skip lah, bro.
Okay. W in the chat, guys. W.
Stop it, bro. You're not iShow speed.
Okay, wait. Can we also acknowledge what Div say, like, and also Fia say, Queen of Villains is so good. I haven't watched it yet, and I really, really want to watch it because everyone and their mother has been telling me that it's really good. And it is actually a biography as well of a famous Japanese female wrestler called Dump Matsudo. So and a more of like dramatization of her life story, which is a bit like Iron Claw. So I would love to watch that. And if I did watch it, I'll let you know.
I believe Alexa Bliss did a narration for the English dubbing or something like that.
Really?
So if you watch it in English, I believe you will hear the goddess.
In my ear, I love it.
Okay, well, that's the Netflix documentary, Vince McMahon, which my wife's probably slept through half of it, but hey, it is what it is, I suppose. Let's talk about the current wrestling landscape. We did touch on it earlier. So Shane McMahon was photographed with the Young Bucks. Will he, won't he? We discussed that already.
Sorry, Muhammad Daniel say, will Smackdown come to Netflix also? My understanding is for international markets, we will get everything.
Once again, I will say, because unless they announce it officially, right, it really has to do with the deals that they have secured. If, like I said, if T-Buy if StarHub has some sort of ironclad contract, then maybe not. But if their contract is sort of year by year, then of course they will just dump everything on Netflix.
Yeah. So we are hoping, fingers crossed, we'll get pay-per-views, PLEs, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, all on Netflix starting January 1st. So look out for that. Yeah, sorry, you were talking about AEW?
Not much to talk about. I will say this. I did watch Grand Slam last week. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that bugs me about AEW. There are genuinely jewels once in a while. Because right now, as I'm trying to recall it, right, I remember thinking, I had fun watching it. But I can't remember for the life of me because it's buried in shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm going to say this. I actually enjoyed Nigel McGuinness versus Bryan Danielson.
As a match, yes.
As a match for sure. I mean, the fact Bryan Danielson reappeared with no sign of injury or neck scarring, that's, I'll try to put that aside.
Hold on, let the dog out.
Yeah. Who let the dogs?
Me. Okay.
But and I've seen some of the Ring of Honor stuff. And shout out to AEW because they actually released like a whole 5-hour like history of Bryan Danielson and Daniel Bryan. They had all the matches from ROH. They put it out on YouTube. So thanks to that, I actually watched. And one thing I would say, they have changed their style. When previously they were going all out, balls to the wall, just stiff strikes and killing each other, neck dumps. But they wrestle a safer, smarter style, reflective of where they are at their career. And actually that made the match to me more enjoyable for me.
They told the story. Wow, imagine that. Look, I said this last week and I stick to my guns. If this could have been Drew CM Punk, this could have been something they could milk all the way to the next pay-per-view or to whatever their next big event is. But short-term booking, short-term planning, right? Oh, let's just do it. Everything is just do for fun. Their booking is like fantasy booking on the fly, like how I play WWE 2K Universe, right? So, I need this match. All right, I'll just put it on Dynamite. I will not fault them for putting some of these marquee matches on Dynamite because I feel like right now, right, their main goal is not to make money from pay-per-views.
Okay.
It is not. He doesn't care about that because he has billions. He's a billionaire, right? What he needs to make, like to shore up, are his numbers, his weekly ratings. Because those have been sort of... So the fact that he's putting these marquee matches, I think is fine. I can sort of understand that because, his numbers have been dropping lah.
Yes, I agree. But I think the booking of supercards as his style, his booking style is like, I'm just gonna put out the best dream matches, supercard matches, right? It will start to wear thin, especially when
What do you mean start to?
Yeah, it is.
It's proven to wear thin already. Look at those attendance photos. Look at, the attendance. People are like, oh, okay, no story. There's no emotional attachment to any of these wrestlers or any of their storylines. So what's the point of going?
So basically, Tony Khan needs to listen to Dave Meltzer lah.
And tell story. Yeah. No, the irony is that's exactly it, right?
Yeah.
I am fascinated by the fact that MVP showed up.
Yes, that's also what I want to talk about.
So,
is the Hurt Syndicate not far behind? Is that the question?
I think so. I think that group of Swerve, possibly, ousting Nana, poor Nana, no more dance. But Swerve needs to get serious, right? We all know how damn talented he is. Yeah. But he's sort of miscast right now because not face, not heel. He was a heel at first, but he's coming out with a fun manager, like none of that booking makes sense. It's like Don Callis and the heel manager with Will Ospreay, a mega babyface, right? None of this shit makes sense. It's indie booking at its best. So the fact that now we could have MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Swerve as like a dominant heel faction, like a Hurt Business, like a Hurt Syndicate, whatever you want to call it, right? I think that is very juicy. I also think, and call me crazy, bro, but I see a very interesting gang war coming up.
Ooh, between?
Okay, would you like me to cook? Would you grant me a few minutes to cook, my friends?
Okay, before you cook, I would want to pitch one more member to join this potential Hurt Syndicate, bro.
Go.
If they were to cherry pick one guy from AEW that I feel would benefit, being under Bobby Lashley's shadow and eventually usurping him.
Okay.
Powerhouse Hobbs. Bro.
Okay, Willie Hobbs. Yes, he's been away for a while as well, right?
Yeah, I think he needs that as well.
Imagine
okay, go. Please
let
cook,
me cook,
brother.
Imagine that. I want to build off, bro. We should be in on these booking meetings. Let me cook with you because you just mentioned Powerhouse Hobbs as the enforcer who will be elevated and become a main event guy next time, right? Bobby Lashley, obviously the main guy. Swerve also maybe co-main guy, whatever you want to call it. And then how about Private Party as the tag team in there?
Okay.
What do they all have in common?
They are
African Americans.
Okay. I just want to say whether it's fine to say that. Okay, they're all blacks. Okay.
Now, all blacks are a rugby team, bro. What are you talking? Okay, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, right?
Okay.
Now, look at what the other major angle is right now in AEW.
Okay, I get it.
They are not
Mr.
outright.
Young Cook.
They are not outrightly saying, but John Moxley and his Whitepool Combat Club, right? You got a bunch of skinhead-looking mofos. The whole idea of their stable is based on a white supremacist movie, right? And I'm not saying that they're doing it for shock value. I'm actually very okay if they try to do it in a nuanced way. I'm not saying they should portray a racist group, but what I'm saying is this is, at the end of the day, this is storytelling, right? If they tell the story of this racist white supremacist group that, you know, will get their comeuppance at the end, then it's a good story, no? Right? Because it's every good story is based somewhere based in reality, and there are racists in the world, right? And I don't know if you noticed this, but Claudio recently changed his nickname, bro. Did you see this on Twitter,
I didn't.
on X?
What do you call himself now?
I can't remember what he saw. Hashtag the White Knight. Bro!
What? Okay.
Yeah, the White Knight. I'm like, are they leaning into a white supremacist group versus the Hurt Syndicate?
Interestingly, brother.
And last week, didn't they beat the piss out of Private Party?
Yes, and didn't they oust their only Asian American member in the group?
Wheeler Yuta, right?
Wheeler Yuta. I can see it, bro. I can see. I do not know whether AEW's plan all along was that. Whether this is something that they stumble upon, I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it's something that John Moxley, probably talking to Bobby Lashley, you know, they were like, hey, I watched this movie, let's which means, do you think that John Moxley will be the one to take the title away from Bryan Danielson? And you don't think so?
No, I don't hate it. I don't hate it, especially if he's the one that puts Bryan Danielson into retirement.
Yeah, so you got major heat there already, right? And then they do these. I think they're not. They can't go full on like, oh, we hate whatever, right? I don't think that is what it is. But they're trying to be as subtle as possible, doing their avant-garde thing. Which once again, I don't hate if they're smart about it, but I kind of don't think that they are smart. They're not smart enough to tell these stories. But we'll have to wait and see. But imagine that faction, that quote unquote Whitepool Combat Club being so dominant, running roughshod, and then you get the Hurt Syndicate. You get, you know, like
bro, you know how in the nose it would be if literally John Moxley says, you know what, I want to rename my group, and from now on we'll be called the Whitepool Combat Club.
That would be too on the nose. That would be like, okay, too lame already. No.
I like it. Okay, right now, some compliments I will go John Moxley's way. Okay, he looks in the best shape of his life. Like
Yeah.
recently, like the time away did him good. He looks like like he had some size on his shoulders. He looks like a bit more badass. The shave look, I think works for him. I think he needed to commit to it. He was really balding.
Yeah.
Just commit to it, bro. I think I can buy him as a menacing leader of a faction.
Yep.
But also I need Claudio Park all to step up in the promo game. Park can do it, but they need to give him more opportunities to be the guy that is like that rabbit. He is like the Tama Tonga of the group. He needs to be that wild card character, you know.
Nobody can beat Tamatonga or Tongaloa.
Okay, but that doesn't mean Claudio will be Tonga Loa because Claudio will not botch. So that's fine.
bro. Claudio, I'm sorry to say, like even during this change, he's been the most boring guy there. Like they've given him nothing to work with.
Yeah. But do you think it's enough or not for this team to have, Claudio, Park, Moxley, and Marina Shafir? Is this good enough, or do you guys think that, they deserve more?
I think they're okay. Like you have to build them up as a formidable faction. And I don't care what they think that, Claudio is a badass. Yeah, he's a badass, but he hasn't been showcased in that way for such a long time. You need to start having them run roughshod, and they've already been slowly doing that, right?
Yeah.
To the detriment of, like, oh my God, talking about Private Party. Remember 5 years ago, we're talking about 5-year anniversary. Remember they were like, oh my God, that's the tag team to look out for. Like, have they improved in their standing in 5 years? Like, those are like, I feel like if you were in the tag team division, you were exactly where you were 5 years ago.
Yeah, there was not been a lot of improvement. And I do love their gin and juice finisher. It's really, really cool. But they have been usurped by so many other tag teams.
Young Bucks.
I don't know, Young Bucks for sure.
We know that is the key problem in that tag team division, right? But yeah.
Do you
imagine if FTR joins them? Isn't one of them bald already?
I don't know, FTR does look like they are white guys, the most whitest of guys, but I don't know. Do you... I was just about to say, we're talking about Young Bucks. Do you actually enjoy their match, last week with Will Ospreay and Carl Fletcher?
No! They literally bring out the worst tendencies of Will Ospreay.
Okay.
It's a match we've seen a million times over. And what was the resolution of that whole match?
None of them broke up. None of Don Kelly's, characters was pushed.
No, nobody pushed, nobody turned, nothing. Like, I'm like, when is this gonna end? Okay, fine.
Okay.
So that's the whole deal. I did not watch Collision, so is there anything from Collision you want to bring up?
Nothing much. I mean, John Moxley beating Darby Allin was kind of expected, but it just makes Darby Allin look dumb, which was what we were saying last week, right?
Yeah, there's no getting around it. And it was once again, short-term booking, right? It's to serve the idea of, okay, we want John Moxley to go ahead and move on to the next level to fight Bryan Danielson, because they just came out with this great racist group idea.
Yeah, but I am very, very curious to see this gang warfare. If that happens, I think that could potentially dominate, the top of the card. I think that will be really interesting.
But once again, it's AEW booking. I don't trust them to do it well. I trust them to have it be interesting for a week, and then after that, the first match they do is a street fight, gang fight, with blood and chains and shit already.
Yeah, I love what Fia say. Mox equals Triple H, Marina equals China, Claudio equals X-Pac. No heat.
No, bro. X-Pac had go away heat. Claudio has zero heat whatsoever. A bit different.
Dear God. Okay, nothing much happened on Collision. I saw, I think, was it Okada versus Sammy Guevara? I do like Outrunners. Outrunners has been kind of quietly tucked away in Collision. They seem to be the most 80s group I've ever seen, even more 80s than Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But nothing much on Collision that piqued my eye. I am curious to know, like, since you are going to run down a bit of AEW Dynamite's 5th anniversary, what is that? What is there that's worth looking at or checking out for that show?
It's like every time they have a good show or something interesting, and then I tune into the show, I get depressed after and I don't want to watch the next show. That is their problem. They don't know how to keep a viewer, right? And on the face of it, you're like, okay, this should be interesting card, 5th anniversary. I only have 3 of the matches, so I don't know if they have announced more. But what I see is Serena Deeb versus Britt Baker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who cares?
Yeah, Britt also was disappeared after All In, and suddenly this thing future started. So I have no idea what's this all about.
Once again, their lack of follow-up is just incredible, right? Hangman Page versus Juice Robinson. The funniest poster, by the way. Have you seen the poster?
I know. So Hangman looks so angry, and then Juice looks so happy.
It's like, 2 different emojis. One's the frowning emoji, the other one is the smiling emoji next to each other. It's the funniest.
Yeah.
They could not be more opposite.
Okay, this happened because now I remember Jeff Jarrett and Hangman had that strap match at Collision. A lot of shenanigans happened, and I think the Juice Robinson's group, Bullet Club Gold, was involved, or the Bang Bang Gang was involved.
So are the Bang Bang Gang good guys or the bad guys? Or
They
they're
are
just Bang Bang guys?
They are lovable, snarling, heelish good guys.
What?
Yes,
so I think
follow me, bro. Follow me.
they are lovable, snarling good guys? Heels?
Heelish good guys.
So they've transitioned from being full-on heels to kind of like lovable heels.
Yes, but they are good guys.
Meanwhile, Hangman Page, he is an arsonist bad guy, but he's kind of a good guy. I don't know, man.
Somebody said that he looks like a millennial Magnum TA. So basically, he's saying that if Magnum TA was
Millennial.
was Hangman Page's daddy, Adam Page is the result of having daddy issues because Magnum TA is the daddy. You get what I mean?
What the fuck? Yeah, so I don't care about that match also. I really don't.
Yeah,
they set it up like 1 week in advance. Not even 1 week on Collision, the show nobody watches. So.
Why it sucks is because all these people, character-wise, I mean, I love Juice Robinson. We talk about how great Juice Robinson is. It's just the follow-up.
Yep.
You're not keeping the wrestlers' heat alive, bro.
Guys, let us know if they've announced any other matches, because right now these 2 matches are not interesting, and maybe they're trying to sell the whole episode on Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. Okay, I am willing to watch this with an open mind. I'm willing to, I'm hoping that there is some form of a schmoz finish, a non-definitive winner. But I don't think so.
Did you see a sit-down interview to hype up this match between Rene Paquette, Ricochet, and Will Ospreay? Do you see this one?
No, I did not. Please tell me about this.
Oh my god, you should take some time to watch it.
Why?
Okay, first of all, Ricochet is a sharp dressed man, he looks good. He dressed like he was wearing the Wakanda necklace. He looked like Black Panther. It looks good visually. And then you got the guy who looks like a West Ham hooligan supporter sitting the other side in Will Ospreay. So, bro, they're trying to tell this story that Ricochet is the elder bro of Will Ospreay.
Okay.
So they are a few years apart. So Will Ospreay is 31, 32, about my age. And then Ricochet is in his mid-30s or late 30s. So they're talking about how the 2016 Super Junior thing was Ricochet has been in the business for a while. He was already done Lucha Underground, blah, 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 Prince Puma, blah, blah, blah. And that was actually Will Ospreay's first time in the limelight, right?
Did they show the footage?
No, they didn't show the footage. It was just a talking piece.
I know they've shown the footage on social media, but they need to show this shit on their TV.
They do. The funny thing is, right, they're trying to tell this story that Will Ospreay is this younger brother that looked up to Ricochet, and then because Ricochet went away to WWE, that's why Will Ospreay stepped up to fill the void of that high flyer in the Indies and became this big star. And then now he's saying that, you gone to WWE, you've done what you've done, but I have become a main eventer. You were just languishing away in WWE. So they were trying to tell that story, right? What was the funniest takeaway from it was they assume that Ricochet is an orator of sorts who can perform this. They think he was Stone Cold and The Rock. They had the intensity, they kind of promo.
Yeah.
So when you watch it, right, you just try not to laugh. That's all I would say.
I can already imagine it, but yes, I'll go and watch it later because...
to be fair, Ricochet was passionately trying to put his case across, you know?
Okay.
It's just that it was cute lah.
He's cute. That's not what that's not emotion you want to elicit from. Hey, he's a cute guy lah. Look, I think
He's trying.
we've all said this before, like, God damn it, he's such an athletic guy. He can do amazing superhero things in the ring. The second he opens his mouth, it just all falls apart. For whatever reason, he doesn't have the emotion. Maybe he does, but it doesn't come across. He doesn't have the bass in his voice. Like, even Will Ospreay is a much better orator than Ricochet. But the second you give Ricochet the opportunity to talk, he makes himself look bad. He makes himself look like a child, right? Like the little brother.
Yeah, it's like that hot guy that, like, you know, all smooth and suave, and then open his mouth, then got helium voice. Hello.
David Beckham.
Sorry, not David Beckham. Okay.
David Beckham, bro. You just said but David Beckham legit got charisma.
Yeah, David has charisma. I mean, even his voice a bit high pitched, but you know,
to what we've talked about before. The whole Ricochet Velveteen Dream angle back in the day, where he, you know, does the big flip off the ring and then sticks the landing in front of Velveteen, and then Velveteen sells it. I think that is the way you need to present Ricochet.
Yeah.
Play to his strengths, hide his weaknesses.
Correct. Let somebody who's the more charismatic one play off of him.
Yeah, so let the Will Ospreay go like, what the fuck? I'm great, but I can't do that. You know, sort of a reaction. As opposed to giving Ricochet a mic.
No, don't.
Ricochet literally buries himself every time he talks.
Maybe he is trying to improve his mic skills, you know, in
Bro,
AEW.
don't do it on TV. I'm sorry, but you know, you had the chance to do it in NXT, on WWE, and it is what it is. Some people just don't have it, and that's fine. Then play to your strengths.
Yeah. I would even say Rey Mysterio actually doesn't have the best mic skills, but
no, he does not. He's better.
But he's still one of the most beloved baby faces of all time. I think it's just
why? Because he's small size, so you instantly feel sympathy for him.
Yes, you know? But also it's the connection with the crowd.
It's the connection, yes. Ricochet is like, he's not small size, he's not skinny. He, by all intents and purposes, he's supposed to be. He looks cool, he acts cool, he dresses cool, but when he talks, it's that gigantic disconnect.
He needs to build that connection. I think that's what it's lacking, and I hope he finds that connection in AEW. So I am going to keep this match with an open mind.
Maybe MVP can be his mouthpiece.
Ooh. Hey, remember there was one time they actually wanted to get either Cedric Alexander or Ricochet into the Hurt Business, and then they chose Cedric. Remember that?
Imagine if Ricochet was the guy. Or maybe Ricochet can have Prince Nana now. If Prince Nana is to split with Swerve.
We shall see.
Do you think this will be that infamous acrobatic match part 2?
I hope whatever Ricochet learned from WWE, which is to slow the shit down and storytelling, that helps with this match. I am afraid that they will bring out their worst tendencies in each other. So I'm hopeful, but not expecting much, you know.
Like I say, I'm willing to give this match a chance. I don't care about anything else on this show, to be honest, because none of it is interesting. But I have a very low expectation set, so that when I watch it, I'm probably going to be impressed.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's the extent of our AEW coverage. I hope you guys enjoyed that 20-minute toilet break. No, sorry, just kidding.
I know, don't like this. They're trying, you know. Like I said, last week they had Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness in a vacuum. That was a really good match. Yeah. I swear, watching AEW just feels like, and you have to have the mentality of, this is an indie show. And you just watch it once in a while. You don't watch it every single week. Because if you watch it every single week, you get frustrated.
If you talk about our live stream ratings, our quarterly analysis, right? Sure. I just got feedback from Div because I talked to her during the Grapplemax Open House, and she was saying, every time when you guys talking about AEW, my boss never come in. But every time all the interesting part happen now, you're talking about WWE or what, then my boss come in. So annoying. Then I'm like. So you're saying that when we talk about AEW, it's your toilet break lah. Okay. So I'm curious to see when the live streams go down. So you see, now it's around like 9 people, right? Once we start talking about WWE, you see go above 10. Let's go.
Well, it could also be many issues, right? It could be a thing of, because we are critical of AEW, the AEW faithful won't stay and listen to us shit on their favorite product. You never know. And like, I mean, okay, we try to be as objective as we possibly can, right? Yeah, we joke about things. I talk shit about the Young Bucks. Half of it, I'm like a bit of the Vince McMahon trait. You never know whether I'm working or not. But
Okay.
by and large, I feel like, yeah, we try to be as objective as possible. And I just had a random toilet thought, you know, as I was
my
going
God,
through social media looking at what AEW is putting up.
Mhm.
I feel like they do purposely try to sort of make this whole tribalism thing a thing, because that's the only way that they can get engagement, you know? Because to be honest, what else is that? If you take away the tribalism, their storylines are not involved enough that people want to comment.
Yeah, the storylines should be the one like people want to take away from the show. Like, oh my God, what happened? What did John Moxley do? Blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
or why is he doing it? Is he going to do, like, what's going to happen next week? No, it's like, oh, you know, here come the WWE marks. Oh, flippy shit, you know? So I feel like in a lot of ways, this tribalism actually helps AEW by generating engagement.
Bro, you just look at what Div just said. I literally
went to do chores while we were talking about AEW.
Okay, come back now. We are talking about WWE. Let's go.
Well, we talked about this. Storylines, stories, compelling characters drive viewership. If you had a movie that was all CGI, all like fight scenes, yeah, well, I think there's only one person that could do that, and that's Keanu Reeves. John Wick 4. The whole movie was a fight scene.
It was worth it, bro. I watched
Yeah, it was worth it. But that's like the exception to the norm, right? Like most of the times, if it's just a bunch of bullshit that's happening, after a while, you're not interested already.
The thing I like about this whole situation that's happening right now, right, is that you got one time AEW having their own little pocket of like stories and situation, all the nonsense that goes around their universe.
Yeah.
And then now you have WWE like doing all this craziness, different networks and all that, and then you have the cross stream of mainstream shit with Netflix and all that.
Bro, I have one more thing I would like to bring up before we move on. Okay, I want to talk about the bidding war of 2024. Okay, who'd have thought that the bidding war of 2024 would not be centered around Maxwell Jacob Friedman? Because we all know MJF re-signed with AEW, right? But apparently, did you hear this? The bidding war of 24 is around Daniel Garcia, bro.
What the hell?
Did you hear that? Apparently, he has not yet re-signed with AEW. And that's why he has disappeared from TV. Remember, he had that big mark. Okay, say what you want. We say he's boring, you know, this fella like got no emotion type. He got a major win over MJF. He freaking pile drove MJ. He won that feud, right? And then where's the follow-up? Disappeared. Right?
Yeah, he's just gone.
Yeah. So apparently the story has come out that he still hasn't re-signed with AEW. Apparently he's trying to leverage talks with WWE against AEW.
But isn't it close? Like, as in, like, isn't that his contract expired already?
No, apparently he still hasn't re-signed. That's why they refuse to put him on TV. So I'm like, why would you put this no emotion face fella over your biggest heel if you don't know if he's gonna re-sign or not? What kind of stupid fucking booking is this?
What the hell is going on?
Did Daniel Garcia literally work Tony Khan? He's like, hey, bro, if you give me a bit of a push, I will resign. Oh, okay, I put you over MJF. Did he literally just work Tony Khan? Like that, my jaw is agape at the fact that there is even a bidding war going on. Like, what do you think WWE sees in Daniel Garcia? Or is the WWE fucking around with AEW and inflating these, prices, these contracts?
I don't know. The thing about is you're putting the chips on the wrong person, lah.
Yeah.
You're putting the chips. Daniel Garcia is not
he's
one. He's not him.
Yeah. No, and putting your chips on somebody who may leave is just, wow, that's so stupid. How dumb is that? And you've taken MJF off the table instead of giving him, more time, or if he wants to take time off, letting him rub somebody else, letting him give somebody else the rub who know is on a full-time contract, right?
Yeah. The thing I like about this whole scenario is like WWE has played it smart. They literally say like, hey, you all play your games. We can decide whether we want to buy them or not, but we're not gonna change our price for these people.
Yeah.
Only
Oh yeah.
AEW is dumb enough to match the price.
Yeah, AEW apparently has inflated the price of their contracts with Swerve and with Daniel Garcia. WWE took a look at it and went, no, that is not market rate. That will ruin what the economy we have is. And I'm sorry, 100% WWE does not need Daniel Garcia. They can groom one of their many talented athletes into something 10 times better than Daniel Garcia at this point.
Yeah. That's why I say there's so many other better talent, and they can even create their own stars with NXT.
Yeah, exactly. Fia says, oh yeah, that's what's happening. What's happening with Ricky Stark, same thing. I think Ricky Stark has very outwardly shown that he doesn't like what's going on. And this is Tony Khan being smaller. If I were Tony Khan and or if I were in that position and I know that this fella don't want to resign, I'll have him go out there and lose every match. I'm so, like,
exactly.
Okay, not exactly like that. I'm not such a bitch, but you know what I mean? But have him put over other people. Tony Khan he's so bad at conflict, right? He doesn't want to have these conversations with people, right? And there have been so many stories that have come out. Oh, I didn't hear anything from Tony Khan for a month, a year. In fact, I know some managers like that. Wing, hint, hint, that if, they don't have anything for you or they want to give you bad news, they just don't talk to you for like a year. They suddenly disappear, right? Because they don't know how to deal with these confrontations. Miro, another example, sitting in Bulgaria, I don't want to come down because I don't like the booking. Bro, I'm paying you money. You don't like the booking? Tough shit. Come down and take a loss. You know what I mean?
Correct. And you are obligated, because this is the whole point of contracts, is that you need to do what the hell. If you're in breach of contract, you get sued, right?
Exactly. So Tony Khan apparently it's too nice to, okay, Lord, if they don't want to do, we just leave them at home. That's why Ricky Starks has disappeared.
Yeah,
that's why
exactly.
Miro has disappeared. It's crazy. Like, hey, more power to them. They're making money sitting on their ass at home. And maybe they're bulking up, getting even better for their WWE debut. Like, who knows, right? But wow, this is not a way to run. This is the only way you can run a business like that is if you are a billionaire and money is not a thing.
That's the model, right? That's the billionaire model that he's doing.
Hey.
I'm really hoping MJF, was it or Jason that mentioned, right? He I think apparently he got a role in Happy Gilmore 2, the Adam Sandler movie.
Yep.
I hope MJF becomes like a Hollywood star so that he can, get the attention of WWE again. I feel like even though he tattooed his AEW thing, but fuck lah, he will go one lah. He will still go WWE one. He will
Bro,
just say,
you know what would be hilarious?
What?
If he comes back to be a heel, comes back on live TV, he's like, point to the camera, take a shot of my tattoo, the AEW tattoo, that whole thing, that whole deal, right? Yeah. And then he peels it off.
Oh my god! And it's a heel move.
That's such a dick move, right? It was a fake tattoo all along. Haha! Dude, if he did that, I would actually pop.
That would be hilarious.
Actually, you know what? I liked his all-American champion. Like, he really leaned into that. Like, everything he does, just like, he really truly is a student of the game. I would love to see him in a place where he can shine.
Yeah, for sure.
AEW is not the place.
Yeah. Wait, I need to check this message. My boss just messaged me. Please carry on talking, my brothers.
So this is a corporate foreign right now, doing his corporate things right now. Wait, is foreign getting into trouble on Monday afternoon? Excuse me, it's lunchtime right now. So technically, foreign is off the clock, right? Is it a fake tattoo? Who knows if it's a fake tattoo or not? But I think it would be hilarious.
Give me 2 minutes. I need to collect something from outside the door.
Okay. What is it? Unboxing. Come, we got unboxing stream. Is it a fake tattoo? Who knows? But at the end of the day, I think that, to my point, he kind of is wasted where he is because he's just much like a lot of the talents that we've talked about. He is talented enough to make bad booking work. But to step to the next level, it has to be a combination, right? Of good booking, of great talent. Everything has to come together. That is exactly what's going on in the WWE right now. And yes, we are going to get to the WWE. But before we do that, before we get to Bad Blood, guys, what is your hype level for Bad Blood right now? Let me know in the comments, okay? Upon 10, 1 to 10, 5 being, okay, I'll watch, but whatever. 10 being super hyped for it. Because once again, they followed a formula that I think had quite settled into, right? They have 5 matches on the main card, and that's about it. Bad Blood this year will come from Atlanta, Georgia. Of course, headline is right there on the poster as well. And a lot of the matches too fit the theme of Bad Blood. It's literally like big ass blood feuds coming to an end and stuff like that. So once again, guys, let me know in the comments on the scale of 1 to 10, what is your hype level for Bad Blood right now going into it? And actually, I for the past couple of days, haven't been able to watch SmackDown or Raw. Ironically, the last SmackDown and Raw, I only watched the highlights on YouTube. And by the way, WWE's YouTube channel does a great freaking job of doing the recap. Like, sometimes I feel bad that I don't watch the whole show because I miss out on a lot, but the recaps are just like perfect, you know what I mean? 8:20, bro. You're looking forward to Dominic in a cage. Hell in a Cell, surprisingly not the Bloodline match. CM Punk, let's go. Are you looking forward to CM Punk? Do we have a CM Punk fan in the house right there? Yeah. And we'll get to the actual match itself, but I feel like CM Punk drew... Honestly, I'm there for the feud. I'm not there for the match itself. We talked about this last week as well. Oh, you also just want to see Punk versus Drew. Hey, like I said earlier, right? If they gave Nigel McGuinness and Bryan Danielson that sort of runway to lead up to a match, I think they could have done something like CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in terms of telling a story lah. Bro, that CM Punk and Drew match is gonna be fire. Yeah, dude. Okay. We said it before, in the past couple of matches, I think CM Punk from a physical standpoint, he can't go as hard as he wants to in the ring anymore. But in terms of this story, the culmination of this story, I think it's going to blow the roof off the place. Actually, do you guys think it should be the main event? Because if you think about it, right, there is actually no there are women's world championship matches, but surprisingly, there's no world title match. You know, Cody has a tag team match. Gunther doesn't have a match. So, very interesting. Do you guys think that CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre will be the main event? Which, you know, I guess is quite fitting. Will they bring up another level of Hell in the Cell? Ooh, Seth return. I feel like Seth needs to take more time away. I feel like, you know... I don't know, man. How long has Seth been away? Can you guys Google that for me? Or do you guys remember? Because I feel like it would be quite fastly. Give him a bit more time. Let him be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble. Or something like that, you know? I don't know. But yeah, in just a bit when Thorin comes back, we will go through the card proper and get our thoughts. Are they going to make Gunther versus Sami Zayn at Bad Blood? I don't think so. Because they already have 5 matches lined up, right? And we'll go through all these 5 matches. And like we've talked about before, the WWE right now, they have so many concurrent storylines, some new, some like, you know, about to pop, which is what's happening at Bad Blood, that it's okay if some of the storylines don't resolve. They're still building up. Like Sami and Gunther, even though they fought before for the IC title, right? Now it's a world title storyline. So that thing is still fresh, I feel, you know? And isn't the whole storyline Gunther not giving Sami Zayn a title match? So I feel like they have legs with that. Like Sami will have to prove himself. So Gunther will set up like matches for Sami Zayn every week on Raw before he finally, quote unquote, earns his spot, right? What did... Who knows, bro? Who knows? I guess we'll find out in a few moments. But they didn't have a resolution to the ending of the previous match when Punk GTS Seth for the bracelet. Yeah. So... the resolution at WrestleMania lah. Because that's ultimately what they were building up to last year, but they couldn't do it because, you know, CM Punk got injured, right? So I feel like the runway to WrestleMania is long enough. They don't really need Seth for Bad Blood. But, you know, if he does come back, sure, I get it. It'll be interesting to see though, because like CM Punk is such a baby face right now. Will Seth come back as a heel or will they both be tweeners? You know? Because CM Punk does exhibit heel tendencies once in a while. But I feel like with characters like CM Punk, with Drew, with Seth, they've hit that level of fan appreciation and respect that they can sort of play tweeners. It's okay. It's not like, you know, like Ludwig Kaiser can't be a tweener at this point. No, he has to be a heel, right? Until you've established, like Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, those guys can be tweeners because they've been in the business, they are respected, and they can pull off the nuance for it. Do you miss Seth as a architect conniving heel or as the freaking Joker Xiao Lang heel? Because it's two very different types of heels Seth has portrayed in his career, you know? I hope he goes back to the architect heel and less of the crazy Joker heel, you know? Also, everybody in chat, wrong answers only. What do you think Foreign went out to get? Because my bro's taking a while, man. Like, what the hell has been delivered to his house? God damn. Oh, the visionary, the revolutionary, the Messiah. Wait, which was the one that had the eye for an eye match with Rey Mysterio? Was that the Messiah or the visionary? Boy, that was an era of Seth Rollins I think we don't need to go back to, you know? Will AJ Lee be there? Ooh. I would like AJ Lee to come back as a Royal Rumble participant. I feel like AJ Lee is very happy not coming back to the WWE, but never say never. And yeah, but why would AJ Lee come back out of the blue? You know, there's no storyline reason for her to come back at Bad Blood. So I think as a surprise in the Royal Rumble, I think that would be cool. Oh, that was the one, yeah, when he had Buddy Murphy by his side, and then the whole Aliyah Mysterio thing. Dude, that should have been a full... man, when I think back to those times and the telenovela that could have developed, Joker heel but evolved to architect as time goes on. Oh, okay. When the feud with CM Punk gets serious, that would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool, right? And I'm just praying that both of them stay healthy. And you know what? With the way CM Punk works, because he's more about the storytelling, right? What he's done with Drew McIntyre thus far, I think that's exactly the route they'll go with Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. All right, my bro is back.
There you go.
Okay, what can you even reveal to us what is that?
All this nonsense just for this stupid ring light.
Oh, it's a ring light, bro. Okay, light up my life.
Yeah. Because if you guys have mentioned that my face is a bit dark, right? So the problem with my rental place is you can't deliver packages right to my door, right? Because it's like a private lift, right?
Yeah.
So this fucker have to go and put it at the reception counter.
Oh.
Reception counter got no one.
Oh.
So he was been spamming, calling me like, hey, bye, come down. I don't know where to put. There, like, fuck this guy. So I went down lah. And I went down and he's not there. So I had to chase around, look for this motherfucker. I bet he was trying to walk around, trying to find the entrance lah. So anyway, technical issues aside, I had a quick rundown.
No worries. Hey, we were just talking shit about Bad Blood.
Oh, you guys started talking Bad Blood already. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Because let's face it, there's nothing else to talk about AEW wise. Other than the fact that, Malachi Black is like, you should put up missing posters for that guy. Anyway, let's talk about
okay.
Not Malachi Black. Buddy's wife. Are they married?
Rhea Ripley. Yeah,
Rhea Ripley. Yeah, I know. I was trying to do a 3 degrees of separation thing there. Bad Blood. I think a lot of people are super hyped for Bad Blood. Most of the comments are like 8 upon 10, 20 upon 10 for hype level for Bad Blood.
Yeah, and the best part is they've been keeping this momentum for quite a while.
Yeah.
Post SummerSlam, post Bash in Berlin.
Bro, like we were talking about several weeks in a row already, they're doing such a good job of continually having a cycle of stories. A storyline, B storyline, C storyline. Once A resolves, B becomes the A, C becomes the B, and then they create new storylines, right?
Correct.
Someone brought up, hey, how come Sami Zayn Gunther is not on the card? Well, that storyline, while they have the history, that's technically a new storyline. It's a C storyline. So yeah, we won't see that on a pay-per-view yet. Leave it for the next. They're cooking, right? I was like, Gunther, the whole storyline has been Gunther saying, no, I will not give you a match. No. So what we expect to see in the next couple of weeks is Sami Zayn having to go through hoops. This is the classic, put him through the gauntlet. Make him do gauntlet match. I put all my cronies in front. You have to fight Ludwig Kaiser. You have to fight so-and-so. For a shot at me, sort of a thing.
And then you need to do something very drastic or dramatic to kind of get him to say yes, whether it's threatening somebody or like injuring him. Yeah. So that let him cook, right? Let Triple H cook for that storyline. Very interestingly, right? Again, we had Bash at Berlin. That was the main event, Gunther versus Randy Orton. We didn't have any bloodline.
Yep.
We didn't have any IC title. I mean, yeah, we didn't really, right? And then now, in between the shows on Raw and SmackDown, we have something to look forward to. On the shows, we had IC title match between Braun Breaker and
Yep.
Jey Uso. You know what I mean? So even every show in between those so-called regular shows, the things to look forward to, there are storyline reasons to want to tune in.
Interestingly, I know some people are like, walao, you're going to kill Braun Breaker's momentum. And I think we've said it before. He's so young in his career that he can afford to take it. And you need to, once in a while on the TV product, swerve people to make people go, oh shit. And I think this is one of those cases. Because technically, Jay and Braun is not really even a C storyline. It was kind of like, okay, maybe it was a C storyline, but ultimately, I feel like it's something that they can build towards now. And Jey Uso had it coming. It's one of those feel-good moments, right?
Yeah.
And,
well deserved.
Before we get to Bad Blood, can I just very quickly give a shout out to Joe Tessitore, who has been doing a fantastic job as the lead commentator of Raw. How good is this guy?
He has been growing on me. He gives me Mauro Ronaldo vibes.
Yep. Bro,
his voice is great.
You can tell from the first episode that he was there to the second to the third. I think he's taken all that advice that people have been giving him. Now he gets it. Now he's like reacting in a huge way, like how JR would used to react, how Michael Cole currently does for the big moments. He made that Jey Uso moment so special. I think a lot of it has to do with Joe.
Yeah, for sure. And it's so great, right? Like he apparently has a lot of credibility if you watch,
football,
football, ESPN, all those kind of stuff. So all those things help him with his credibility, which bring in the casual audience. But now he's going to learn a WWE style, and then he's going to open himself to another big audience. So they have been trying to hire great announcers, and I think they hit the jackpot with this one.
Remember the first episode, we were like, he a bit everything like too straight already, too like, oh man, like calling a football match, right? But now I think that first episode was him finding that voice, and they are probably telling, just go for it, just be as emotional you can be. And then I love, like Fia says, I brought it up, he sounds like Mean Gene.
Yeah, I couldn't unhear it when somebody brought it up as well. Like that that baritone, but there's also that flavor to his voice. Love it.
Funnily enough, I feel like Wade Barrett is diminished because of Joe. Do you get that feeling like Wade a bit like not at his level? Like Corey and Michael Cole, I feel like they're 50-50.
But it feels like Wade also has a lot to learn as well as a commentator. And I think being with Joe will help him a lot. And he will stick to his lane as that color guy. Sorry, I wanted to say to Dave, like, don't worry, we will be talking about local wrestling in a bit. But I think let's get through Bad Blood first.
Oh, absolutely. So here we go. And I did bring this up earlier. They are sticking to the 5 match per PLE formula, which has worked very well. These are very easy to watch, right? And there is not a single men's championship. This is how deep their storylines go. You don't even need Gunther's world title or Cody Rhodes' universal title to be on the line for this to actually be one of the most hyped PLEs.
How crazy is that?
Yes, they are in a very good place, which also leads me to the next question, which should be the main event? Because you technically have 3 potential main events, right? And we'll just go through the card right now. You have Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Dominic Mysterio in a shark cage above the ring.
Yes, I love it. That's the wrinkle that we like.
Okay, is this the opener or is this the last match?
I would say this is the opener. I think starting off the show with this will be really hot.
I agree with you 100%. Because there is a comedy element to it. It's like you got to get the lightheartedness out of the way before the serious stuff.
Agree.
You know?
Agree.
So I think this should kick off. And to be honest, at this point, I don't care who wins. I just want to see the match. And I think that is, they found themselves in such a great position. Is it time to wrap up Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley?
Yes, but it needs a definitive victory from Rhea for that to be the case. I hope as Dominic is being rolls up to the top of the arena, he suddenly starts shouting, "I'm actually scared of heights. I'm actually scared of heights. Oh my God, please."
Who did that before?
I do not know, but I remember because that callback to Thanksgiving when he gonna go into the cop car,
Oh,
then
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, "I've never been to prison before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Help me!" Like that would be a hilarious callback.
I feel like somebody did that before. They were in a cage and being lifted up and they were deadly afraid of heights. Was it Brian? Not Brian. Bobby Heenan? I feel like it might have been. It seems like a Bobby Heenan thing, right?
Beyond, way before my time. I might not have known that deep cut, but I mean, it's so typical of a heel to say that, though, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like he's trying to get as much sympathy and excuse to not be hanging from the freaking ring, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how does this play out? I mean, there's still the
Mm.
rest of the Judgment Day. There's Carlito, there's JD Funko, there's Finn Balor, there's, yeah, those guys.
I would say Rhea winning would be a great way to get some revenge, and then the next blow off. I don't think Crown Jewel they should continue,
Mm.
but maybe it's more of like they go on to their own storylines. I would say so. Like for example, if Wyatt Six
Yep.
starts to pull the trigger there, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've talked about this before, right? The next logical step for Wyatt Six is to go up against the Judgment Day because of the whole betraying your family thing. But the question is, this means Nikki Cross versus Liv Morgan feud. Wouldn't it be
Yes.
better for Liv Morgan to be the champion going into that feud? Because arguably, Rhea Ripley doesn't need the championship. She is over no matter
Regardless,
what.
yeah.
Yeah, regardless. Whereas I feel Liv Morgan needs the title to be taken, quote unquote, seriously as a heel.
So you're campaigning for Liv Morgan to still walk out as the champion after
Yeah.
Bad Blood.
Yeah, but how do you make it so that she retains the title but Rhea gets the comeuppance? Because you are technically wrapping up the feud here, right? Or can you not do it? And Rhea has to win the championship for
Then
resolution.
Rhea gets her hands on Dominic and delivers that, riptide on Dominic lah for that comeuppance.
So that's the blow off lah.
Yeah, so she escapes with the title, Liv runs away, Dom is brought down, but then Dom is still kept in the ring somehow, and
Yep.
he gets beaten up lah. Maybe that's what's needed.
Okay. I can deal with that. And then, Liv Morgan goes on her side quest with Nikki Cross. Rhea Ripley maybe has a side quest with somebody else until you can bring this back around for WrestleMania or whatever, or Royal Rumble.
Yes, agreed. I mean that's a great way, and I think this feud has been a testament to the storytelling. Previously, if there wasn't any storytelling, right, no one would give a damn about Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, right?
Nope, absolutely not. So I think we are in agreement, and chat, please weigh in. Are we in agreement that the Rhea Ripley Liv Morgan storyline is done? It's hit its peak already, and we should just wrap it up and not have more matches.
I think hit it and quit it when it's still going good. You know what I mean?
Hit it and quit it while the going's good. Look at that player.
John Cena, the rapper.
Oh, right, Doctor of Thugonomics.
Okay, yes. So, that would be a great first match. What's next on the card?
Okay, we got Damian Priest versus Finn Balor, sort of related to that storyline because it's Judgment Day once again, right? Okay. See, this is a different story. I feel like Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Finn Balor hasn't gotten that much over on Damian Priest. Yeah, once in a while they beat each other up on Raw, but it feels like this one still we are in the middle of this feud as opposed to the blow off.
It's the start. It's the start of their feud. I think this is the thing that's gonna carry into, Crown Jewel. But then again, I do not want Damian Priest to lavish too long here. I want him to go back to the title scene if possible.
But then what about the Wyatt Six? Because if the Wyatt Six are going to target Liv Morgan, then by association, shouldn't they be targeting Finn Balor?
What if Finn Balor loses here? Because they're still trying to build Damian as a star, right?
Yep.
And then after that, while Damian walks out, Finn is still angry, upset, crying in the ring, and then the lights darken. And then they hint at the start of a new feud.
But then doesn't that means the end of Priest versus Balor then? Doesn't that mean that feud is over when we just said that feud is just starting? Or have they just kind of given up on Finn Balor? And they're okay, you just, fill in the blanks. It does feel like that sometimes for Finn. I feel like he doesn't really get that push.
Yeah. I don't want Finn to become Dolph Ziggler, that's for sure.
Yeah. That's a great comparison, unfortunately.
Yeah, but a lot of these wrestlers, they haven't been getting their title shot and title win since the initial time they became champion. You get what I mean?
Yeah, Finn Balor literally won the title for a night,
Yeah.
But I do like the prospect of Demon Finn Like how do you combat a supernatural group? You go and do your own supernatural shit, right? So
I
you
mean,
bring
bro, Halloween's just around the corner. Just saying.
exactly, but it'll be damn funny. You got Demon Finn, and then you got Dominic and Kalito going, "What the fuck is going?"
Yeah,
they're the comedy actors, quote unquote,
for sure.
in that
Oh,
group.
we got some yeets in the chat. What's
What's up,
up, brother?
Yeet?
Nin. I don't know how to
Oh,
pronounce it.
Royalty says they gotta end at War Games. No, I feel like War Games is gonna be a bloodline thing.
Yeah, I do not want any other match
No, yeah.
featuring the War Games other than the Bloodline Civil War.
Yeah, and right now they are, building up to it, right? You look at what happened on Smackdown, it's Cody. So I'm sure it's going to be Cody, Randy, Kevin Owens, and then maybe they've been teasing the dissension between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. So there are so many storylines within storylines there, and then you could have some big returns, blah, 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 that kind of thing for War Games. So I'm assuming that War Games will be a Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes and Friends storyline.
Okay. Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. I mean, bro, there's still the Randy Orton, the Kevin Owens potential dissension there. You never know what's going on after SmackDown. So, hey, I'm very curious to see that. But yeah,
I'm just a bit of a head scratch situation with Damian Priest versus Finn Balor because, like we said lah, their feud macam like it's a non-starter, and if they move on to the Wyatt Six, then they've officially separated themselves lah.
I would still go for Damian to win. Only because I feel Damian is the bigger potential star, and they're trying to push him more than Finn Balor. Finn Balor always feels like the placeholder at some point. I don't know why.
So he's, like you said lah, taken the role of Dolph Ziggler lor. He's just there to be.
Yeah. I mean, let us know in the chat, right? I know Div not counted because Div will definitely just vote for Damian Priest. But what do the rest of you guys think? Should it be should Finn get some sort of victory here, some moral victory as well for Judgment?
If Finn wins, then they carry on their feud, but without Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, like a bit lineup lah. Things don't fall into place, and if they are going to move on to the Wyatt Six, then it should be a clean. Damian Priest wins.
Their feuds also feels very interchangeable as well.
Yeah. True.
Yeah,
true.
So I don't know.
Maybe we are I think what it is we are putting too much stock into Finn Balor and Damian Priest being a storyline. Maybe they literally are not. They are just literally a side quest. It's not even a C storyline. They're like, okay, we are involved because Rhea and Liv are involved. But now Rhea and Liv blow off already. We can go our separate ways and go fuck it.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley and Liv was the real story, not all these other nonsense.
It turns out Dom, Liv, and Rhea was the real storyline. All right, let's move on. As Foreign, you okay with your aircon? Or are you like fighting your own match with the aircon like that?
I'm fighting my demons, bro. No, it's so hot outside. Okay, even though the aircon is here, I can still feel the heat. I have no idea what the fuck.
Foreign about to burst into flames, bro. All right, talking about heat, let's talk about Nia Jax.
Nice. Oh, this is gonna give me heat. Let's go, Nia Jax
versus Bayley for the women's championship. Okay, we praised WWE about the fact that they've been able to maintain a lot of storylines. I just cannot get into the Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Bayley, Naomi thing. It's just been like blah, For whatever reason, the main roster women are less interesting than the NXT women right now.
Interestingly that you say that. No, actually, to be fair, I think Raw is still interesting with Liv and
it's just
Rhea.
SmackDown.
It's just SmackDown. And I love Bayley. We all love Bayley, but post WrestleMania, Bayley's title run has been a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
Nia Jax definitely feels like a much better position as champion.
Yep.
But again, do you see what happened on SmackDown where she literally almost choked out Tiffany Stratton to threaten her?
Yep. So I mean, they've been trying to build up this whole like, will she, won't she? Has there been enough sympathy built up for Tiffany at this point, do you think? That it would justify her cashing in at Bad Blood?
I don't think she should be a babyface just because she kena choke. She should still come across as like that conniving, intelligent heel that took advantage of the situation, If that's the case, I would still love her to be to cash in at Bad Blood because she can continue that heelish, but she outsmarted Nia Jax kind of deal,
Yeah, but then what follows after that? Because then you logically have a Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton feud, and I don't think anyone wants to see two heels go against each other like that.
They won't traditionally want to see two heels go after each other, but they would want to see Tiffany Stratton being the champion, surviving, outsmarting Nia Jax.
Do you think that Tiffany Stratton's initial pop, like people were cheering her even though she's a heel, right? Do you think that has been sustained? Do you
No,
think that?
it has gone down for sure.
Yeah. So is it a case of it's too late? Like they've missed the boat?
It has gone down because she got aligned with Nia Jax. I don't know whether that means Nia Jax is a hit killer.
Yeah. Maybe.
But that's why I'm campaigning for Tiffany to win the title and become her own woman again. That was what
Right.
that's what made her popular in the first place, not because
Yeah.
she's under Nia Jax's shadow.
Yeah. But I mean, I got the point of this whole feud was to have Nia Jax constantly bully Tiffany Stratton, making sure that she doesn't cash in, right? That was the whole thing. But like to your point, for whatever reason, even though that was supposed to give Tiffany Stratton more sympathy, it hasn't. It's actually killed Tiffany Stratton's heat.
So again, is Nia Jax the problem?
and okay, I hate to say this because we all know what a fantastic worker she is, but is it also a Bailey problem? The fact that Bailey, Naomi are cold, Nia Jax is a heat killer, Tiffany Stratton, she had the potential, but then kind of doused by these three people with no heat or heat killers.
Like, even the Bailey versus Naomi match for the number one contendership, right?
Yeah.
And then, it was no heat. And then when Naomi lost, they were saying on the comments, maybe Naomi was better off in TNA. Like, at least she was a bigger star there.
Did they say that?
No, in the comments. I'm not
thought they
talking
say in
about
the
on the
commentary.
commentary.
I'm like, wow.
That would be hilarious though.
Yeah, can you imagine freaking Michael Cole just, she would have been better off in TNA.
If you think about it, Io Sky and Bianca had a random match on Raw. It was a banger, right?
Yep.
But Bailey and Naomi didn't have that same reception from the audience. So yeah, their characters a bit cold. I have to admit.
Yeah. I read randomly somewhere talking about Bianca. Bianca and Jade are going to be the hosts of Bad Blood or something. Did you see that?
Okay. Yeah, I saw that.
Why?
Just to keep their face on camera, on TV, duh.
Like, to make sure that, okay, you don't forget, You don't forget,
The only payoff to this is somewhere in between or halfway through the show, they get challenged by another tag team. At least there is a reason to build them up as the host.
Like who? Who can challenge them? Right.
Is the Unholy Union a bit overplayed already at this point in time?
Oh yeah, Unholy Onion is dead in the water already. You have the MMA girl. What's a Pure Fusion Collective?
What a terrible name.
Their name already, has them dead in the water, right? What's the other one? Damage Control. Like, I love Io Sky and Kairi Sane. Oh, is it Asuka? I don't even know who is part of that group already anymore. They are also non-starters.
Yeah. But damn, I mean, I want Eli Dawn on my camera, on my TV.
The Gyat! Did we just steal statements? Yeah, but we just make Gyat!
Yeah, maybe we just did that.
Oh my god, the Gyat!
Anyway. But other than that, I have no very strong emotions about them becoming the host, but I know a lot of people were talking shit about it online as well.
Yeah. I mean, but why not? You know what I mean? Like, unless Jade turns on Bianca while they're hosting.
Wait. I think I have an idea why. Isn't Bad Blood in Atlanta, and isn't like
is it?
Bianca Belair has a connection with Atlanta? I don't know where she trained there or something. I know she was originally from Louisiana, Kentucky, but I don't know. Is there some sort of connection there?
Yeah, and didn't she train with Booker T?
Well, that's in Texas.
So yeah, I'm not sure about the Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't know what's the reason, what's the connection. Maybe Atlanta is a southern city. It's a predominantly like a black town as well. I don't know.
Bro, can you imagine? We are just trying to think of all the reasons, overthink the reasons, when the only reason is we just need two people to host. You're all going to. They got no reason one. They just okay, your two champions got nothing to do. Okay, you're going to host. And then here we are like, maybe it's because her mother's father's the cousin from Atlanta or something like that.
Look at them completely manipulating and working us, brother.
Bro, it's all the work, bro.
We have to rise above it, bro. Come on.
Fia says, imagine this. Nia loses to Bailey. Then Nia takes the money in the bank case from Tiffany and cashes in for herself to take the title, building sympathy for Tiffany. Ooh. Can she do that? Legally, can she do that? Like, I know there have been some ridiculous loopholes and nonsense storytelling, but can you literally take somebody else's cash money in the bank by force and
Yeah.
cash it in? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so. It'll be a very interesting story. It'll be a storyline for sure.
Yeah.
I gotta say what Sarah said. It's like hilarious. One segment she looks like Sabrina Carpenter versus J Lo.
What the hell?
So I'm assuming Nia Jax is
J-Lo?
and then Sabrina Carpenter is Tiffany Stratton. Okay.
Yeah. Can we talk about this generation of pop star, by the way? Sabrina Carpenter, Tate McRae. Oh, boy. Anyway, sorry.
Well, okay, but yeah, they're very talented for sure.
Very talented. My God. Tate McRae especially. I don't know. This shit shows up on my TikTok all the time, right? I was watching some like concert clips of Tate McRae, and girl can dance.
Isn't she from So You Think You Can Dance or something like that?
She's a trained dancer, and she took part in So You Think You Can Dance. So yes,
you know who keeps sharing Tate McRae videos on her socials?
Who?
Britt Baker for some reason.
What? Mutual admiration for talent.
Maybe for abs, maybe.
Yeah.
They appreciate each other's abs.
Sure. And Sabrina Carpenter is like really this generation. And she did a collaboration with Christina Aguilera, one of my favorite singers of all time. So I was in fanboy heaven when these two came together, yeah?
What was that about, bro? Like, was it like an event or show or something?
It was like some anniversary. They, these people and their agents, all right, come on, let's get them to collaborate together to get attention, to, hype up new releases and shit like that. So,
Dave say that their makeup is also on point. If you follow Maxine on TikTok, get ready with me or. Maxine on TikTok.
I don't follow Maxine on TikTok, but I feel like I should. I feel like it's something I should do.
Okay, I do not. I'm not on TikTok as often as I should, but
sure.
I will try to see if I see it by scrolling, not actively pursue it and look out for it. That's what I would say.
There you go. Okay, we got 2 more matches to talk about, and I'm interested to hear which one you think will be the main event. Okay, so we got CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and we got Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus the Bloodline. Which one should be the main event?
My heart says Drew and Punk. My brain says the Bloodlines match.
Bro, our brains and our hearts are in the same place, bro. Because,
of course, bro.
Yeah, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre arguably is the blow off, the end of the feud. There's nowhere else they can go with this already, and I don't think they should continue. You end the feud in Hell in a Cell. And can we just say this is what Hell in a Cells were made for? To blow off matches. Not to have your first match. I'm looking at you, AEW. But, you know what I mean? But like, honestly, and we've talked about this before, I'm not so much looking forward to the athleticism in the match. I'm looking forward to the physicality of them just beating the piss out of each other.
Do you think WWE, aka Triple H, will allow them to have a crimson mask on their faces?
In this case, it's right. It's called Bad Blood, bro. I mean, nobody else will bleed, or nobody else should bleed in this PLE. Just to put like the exclamation point here. But CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, I don't even need for anything else to happen other than they just have a brutal match. Now the question, of course, is who wins? And hang on, so who brings out a very good question also. Should Hell in a Cell be painted red?
No, my brother, no.
Bring back the old school silver,
Keep it original silver. In terms of who should win, and again, this is gonna be a hot take. I mean, not really a hot take. I am a CM Punk fan, everybody knows, right? But the right thing to do, and I think CM Punk knows what's the right thing to do, put over Drew McIntyre. He should win the feud.
Shouldn't the face win the feud? Or are they past face heel dynamics?
No, I think Drew should win the feud because he is the hero in this story.
Well, he's the hero in his own mind.
Exactly. But I feel that's how he's gonna win it. He's gonna win it and he's gonna justify by saying that he's the hero, he beat CM Punk, and then he can move on. Because CM Punk is all about, I want to make sure that, I'm not that Hulk Hogan guy that keeps people down, right? So he wants to win that feud so that, that comeuppance. He gets the comeuppance in the match by brutalizing Drew, but Drew survives the match. You get what I mean?
Okay. There is another wrinkle as well, and Fias alluded to this earlier. Is this where we start the lead up to WrestleMania And it gives Drew a reason to beat CM Punk, or gives an excuse to CM Punk to, end the feud with Drew, because he gets screwed by Seth freaking Rollins.
There you go. So you start off that Seth and Punk feud by doing this, is it?
So you have Seth Rollins somehow interfere, costing CM Punk. So CM Punk has an excuse to lose, right? Drew McIntyre gets his win, he gets put over, and now you have an excuse for CM Punk not to pursue Drew again, because now he has a new target, which is Seth Rollins. And now you have this long rampway, but hey, they know how to tell a long storyline. They'll get suspended, they'll disappear for a while, all that bullshit. But yeah, Seth Rollins, CM Punk.
I think so too. But I also think that they don't need to start it at the end of Bad Blood. I think the last shot of Bad Blood should be all of them being carried out, being stretched out, being helped out by the referee out of the cell, just to kind of emphasize the fact that Hell in a Cell changes lives. Like I want that feeling again. Like they are new. They will never be the same again after this match. Like they can just end this on a button here. And if you want to do the Seth Rollins, it can be future Raws or what.
What if do exactly? And I agree with you 100%. Right? Actually, I'm not even in favor of Seth screwing somebody here, because they should have their thing, right? What if you have that, and then you suddenly pan to a shot in the skybox of Seth Rollins?
Ooh. Oh, okay,
just as a teaser, because they're all about the cinematic shit, right?
Yeah. Easter egg.
Yeah, Easter egg. Just as like a post-credit scene. Oh, talking about post-credits, I don't know if you've noticed this, but at the end of WWE shows now, do you notice something different?
They play the screen roll, right?
You mean credits?
Yeah, the credits.
I don't know if you've noticed. After the trademark, the trademark logo comes up, it says executive producers Paul Levesque and what's the other guy?
Nick
Lee,
Bruce Pritchard?
No. Actual producers. Lee
Fitting.
Thank you. Yeah, it actually says at the end of the shows, it says executive, much like a TV show, it says executive producer Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting. Can you imagine? That's the new trademark logo. So you run all the logos, then they pan up Seth Rollins just watching. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need to go too far already, because we are in the cinematic era. I think that is subtle enough.
Brother think he's Sting, bro. That's why.
Sitting in the rafters, like with a baseball bat. Like,
I love it. I like it a lot. And that is why I would campaign very strongly for Drew and Punk to get a main event. I almost want the Bloodline to be semi-main, because it ends in a schmoz, or it ends in some sort of like no conclusion, so that storyline can continue past all the way into whatever it is, Sublime series or whatnot.
And unfortunately, we formatted it wrong, because now we're going to talk about Cody and Roman versus the Bloodline. So I think we both are in agreement that should not be the main event, right? Because also, to your point, it is this feud is sort of, not say just starting, but we're in the middle of this feud. This is not the blow-off. The blow-off is CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. That's why I'm thinking, right, like Drew winning is a bit of a heel win. It's a bit of a deflation. But then again, this is Bad Blood. This is not SummerSlam, Survivor Series, not the Big Four. So I think it's okay. But then if you have a Seth Rollins appearance, that's how you send the fans home happy, right?
Yeah. And Fias, please stop it, Fias. You think this one Undertaker, is it? And Teddy Long? Buckle up, Teddy.
Wow. No. You don't need Seth to drive a vehicle in the ambulance. You have CM Punk wheel into the ambulance, and then, bro, but we're on the same track, Suddenly, you have the shot of CM Punk in the ambulance, and then the driver turns around, and it's Seth freaking Rollins. And what was like, hello, Teddy. Like, hello, Punk.
Buckle up, Teddy.
Buckle up, Punk. And then Punk goes, and then cut to black.
Lame lah. That one is WWE 2000 booking. That's Vince McMahon booking.
Hello, Punk.
No. Dave brought up a great point. Will there be any fallout from CM Punk guest refereeing in NXT?
So that happens this week.
This week, before Bad Blood. I mean, can we foresee a Drew McIntyre appearance on NXT?
Maybe to pop the ratings. Yeah, actually, why not, right? Okay, I don't think Ethan Page is going to interfere in, like, NXT interfering in main roster is not.
Nah, yeah.
It doesn't work.
No offense to him, he's not of that
No,
star
he's not
caliber
that.
to be
Yeah,
involved.
absolutely not that level. But to have
Yeah.
Drew interfere and cause and like DCL disturb CM Punk, actually it could happen after the match. Let Ethan Page and Trick celebrate their thing. Then while CM Punk is holding up Trick's hand, I'm obviously hoping that Trick will win lah. Holding up
Okay.
Trick's hand. Then say bam, one claymore out of nowhere. He stands over him, makes him bleed, whatever. Gives everyone a shock element at the end of the first episode on the CW. Right?
Yeah, that would be pretty dope. That would be pretty dope. I think we booked it, bro. We already booked the main event for NXT. We'll see whether it comes to pass. Why
Bro,
not?
Irvin says, I think it makes more sense to settle with Bronson first. We
My
forgot.
God.
We forgot that Bronson Reed murdered Seth Rollins by
Yes, he's
splashing him 10,000 times.
Yes, he really went splash heavy, bro. He was like trigger happy, splash happy, bro.
But I mean, as much as I am of the mind that yes, you should resolve things, right? Do we really want to see Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins? Or
I mean, I don't mind a mini feud between them on Raw. I think that's cool.
right.
Just to help build up Bronson a
Bronson.
bit. But I mean, he's kind of tied down with another monster right now. So
Yeah. I don't know. So maybe we're overbooking it. Maybe Seth doesn't even appear. Maybe CM Punk and Drew just have their brutal match. Or maybe we are here talking shit. Meanwhile, they're like, we're gonna put Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus the Bloodline as the main event because Roman Reigns is the money draw.
Maybe. And last takeaway, Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed, doesn't it remind you of a modern day Shawn Michaels and Vader?
Oh yeah, it does. Yes.
Right. That'd be cool. So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
yes, but let's talk about the real money draw right now, right?
Wow.
But that's why I say the brain says the Bloodline, because all these higher ups will probably think like this is Roman Reigns' first official match back. Don't forget that as well.
Yeah. Cody is their main champion, the poster boy essentially for the WWE.
Yeah. So this should be semi-main, and then they can kind of build Bad Blood's Hell in a Cell as like a, they call it unsanctioned match, right?
Yeah.
Kind of unsanctioned environment. Maybe that's why.
What if CM Punk and Drew McIntyre start the show?
Nah.
No?
If you gotta start with all that violence,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the show is just gonna be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Real money draw is Tongaloa, I agree.
Your real tribal chief.
Acknowledge your tribal chief, the Tonga, bro, not just Tongaloa. Tongaloa and Tama Tonga. Yeah.
They are my new favorite tag teams.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
The fact that they are going to be there, in the corner of Solo and Jacob sells the match. This is main event 100%. I'm going all in for it. Solo, I'm very weirded out about Solo and his heat. Because every time he starts to talk, he gets OTC chance. So he has heat, but his heat is entirely reliant on somebody else, which is Roman Reigns.
If you put Solo against a random match against some bugger, no one cares. Yeah.
But if it is against, potentially Roman Reigns, then people will be like, oh, you saw Roman Reigns, right? So,
but I feel Solo, even in that, with that as the dragging him down per se, he has definitely shown a lot of improvement as a heel. His promos are getting better. I generally feel, a bit of his, the aura that he's giving in this role.
The issue is that because the comparison is Roman. Roman is like superstar 1000 aura already. So there's a huge step. And maybe that was the whole point. To have this fake guy who thinks that he's going to usurp the mob boss. But actually he's just...
The fake messiah.
The fake messiah, yeah. Meanwhile, he has this crazy asshole behind him like, I love your Tabata. Like Jacob Fatu, No selling the RKOs on the table, by the way, or
the drop, the table drop, right?
Yeah.
All this will make a lot of sense if Solo was always the imposter and the real puppet master behind the strings of the new bloodline, makes his presence known just in time for War Games, if you know what I mean.
I know. Tamatonga! Okay, no. Yeah, The Rock is who you're talking about,
yes,
right?
Irvin got me straight correct.
So, if you make this the main event and you have The Rock show up, it was me, Cody, it was me all along. I
a,
mean,
a bit jumping the gun because
yeah.
we still have Crown Jewel. I would
Oh
rather
yeah.
that happen nearer to
Oh yeah.
War Game Survivor Series.
That's the money too, right? You're gonna have Rock show
Yeah.
up anywhere. Okay, you use that crown jewel money,
Yeah. Can you imagine The Rock appear in Saudi Arabia? Wow, the
bro.
Arabs there will go crazy with the Arab
Bro,
money.
Avin says the real mastermind is Haku, bro. We all know the real mastermind is Rikishi. I did it for the Rock. I did it for the people.
Bro, one time Rikishi complained to Triple H, straight away make Jey Uso champion already. He's like, no, I don't want no smoke with Rikishi.
Yeah. So are we still confident that War Game Survivor Series will be like old bloodline versus new bloodline? Is that what?
Yeah. Everyone, I think, wants that. It's not as if it's gonna happen, but everyone wants that to happen.
Okay,
This
so yeah.
this match is more of like a precursor to me.
But then there are also several combinations, right? So okay, you got old bloodline, which is Roman, Sammy, the Usos. But then where does Cody Rhodes sit? Where does Randy Orton? Where does Kevin Owens sit? You know what I mean? New bloodline, yeah, they have a full squad already lah. They just want to add one more person if they want to do 5v5.
Okay, what? Five what? You have Roman Cody, you got the God 4, and then you got
God.
Sami Zayn, Gorillas of Destiny, which Tama, Tonga, and Tonga Loa.
The Tongans are on the other side, on the new bloodline.
Oh, sorry.
You're talking about old bloodline.
The Usos, sorry.
The Usos.
You got, okay, so that means Roman, Cody 2, Usos 4, Sami Zayn 5, correct?
Yeah, but where do Randy Orton and Kevin Owens fit into that?
No, I don't. Yeah.
Or is it they get pissed off at Cody for going joining the old bloodline? Say, hey, you damn T-Bye, we fight by your side, and then now you're going to join these people who tormented us for so long. Could be that.
Yeah, I don't foresee Kevin and Randy actually being part of this matchup. I think they will abandon Cody. Maybe both of them turn heel, whatever it is, but they would not. Maybe they might even factor in as like external forces around the cage, but not be in the match.
Fiaz says something very interesting. He thinks it's going to be RKO, KO, Cody, and Roman versus the new bloodline, and that's where Cody wrote. KO turns on Cody. Which, so that was the other option I was considering. So we have Cody and friends versus the new bloodline, or old bloodline and Cody versus new bloodline. So there's several permutations that could happen. Sekali, they're like, first time, a triple cage. And then you have 3 teams. No, that's overbooking already.
Okay, who do you prefer? Do you want OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline, or do you want Cody and Friends versus New Bloodline?
I think the fact that we can't figure it out is a good thing. Yeah. It means it's not so linear.
Yeah.
So I honestly, I don't know. And is Jimmy Uso even cleared? Like, what has happened to Jimmy?
Yeah, because Cody and Friends makes sense storyline-wise. Like, if they were to band together, it makes sense, right? Currently.
Yeah. And then you can have Kevin Owens turn on Cody also, because that has been brewing. Yeah.
For OG Bloodline to happen, they need to start bringing or reintroducing them back to the story. They need to get Jay over to Smackdown. They need to get Sammy involved, I do not know.
Yeah, it might be too much of a stretch, but for Survivor Series, maybe can.
Okay, it's a timing thing for sure.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see lah. But so once again, we go back to, is this the main event, or is CM Punk Drew McIntyre the main event?
You know? Yeah. I like the whole part where the 2 main events are so interesting. Both have such compelling stories that we don't mind either or. I think both would have a strong case to be the main event. But hey, I'm just here for the great wrestling, man. I'm going to enjoy it a lot. Bad Blood, for sure.
I'm just here for...
Hey, come on, bro.
Yeah, and then holding titles wrong. Bro, if Tongaloa doesn't get in the ring and do something, I'll be very upset.
I want him to get in the ring and just slip over his... Oh, dear God.
Poor guy. We just want to see him screw up something, right?
Yeah,
I love it.
He's fine.
Okay, so there you go. That's Bad Blood. Like, I think as far as hype level, we are all very excited for Bad Blood.
Yeah, we are all in. We are ready to go.
All in. I see what you did there.
Yes, we are all in for Bad Blood. So, great start to the month for October, guys. It's my birthday month, so
let's go.
I want to enjoy all the great wrestling this year. And so is CM Punk
winning your birthday present?
So the thing why me and CM Punk have such a kinship, bro. His
Ah.
birthday and my birthday are a few days away from each other.
Is it?
Yeah. He's I think he's the 27 or 28 October, and I'm like 29. So like
Oh,
that's why
26, bro. He's 26.
that's why he's my guy, bro. 26 and 29.
Bro,
Let's go.
CM Punk is 1 year older than me only.
Huh? He's older
Yeah.
than you?
He's 1 year old. He's 45 years old. Bro, that means
Bro,
I
you
still
are-
got chance to do Hell in a Cell, bro.
Yeah, you still got a UFC. Oh no, your UFC career will be gone by now.
No,
so-
cannot. UFC career cannot.
Yeah. Hey, I thought you're the same age as like Dolph Ziggler or The Miz or something. He's like 1980.
No, I'm
80?
79, bro. 79.
Oh, you're 79. Oh,
Bro,
you're 79.
Drew is 39 years old. Drew is like 6 years younger than CM Punk.
Oh shit. Wait. If you that means you're 45 this year, that means CM Punk is 46 already?
Yeah. Wait.
shit.
He will turn 46 on 26th of October lah.
No, he's 2 years. Yeah, he's 1 year older than you. Correct.
And now we got Bad Blood. Irvin says we should use the Taylor Swift theme song.
No,
As the Bad Blood. Hey.
All right. I mean, speaking of Bad Blood and great pay-per-views and shows, like as I said, it's my birthday month, and I want to enjoy my birthday month by watching some wrestling.
Yes.
From what I know, in terms of local wrestling, Grapplemax has a big show coming up, Amplify, at the end of October.
Mhm.
And let's pivot and talk about some local wrestling because, bro, I was there over the weekend to check
Let's
out
go.
my first ever Grapplemax Open House, bro.
That the NWE, right, is their quote unquote NXT, their developmental.
Yeah. New Wave Evolution.
Yes.
That's the vibe, right?
Talk to me about it.
The thing about this, right, is that we've always seen all these like fun open houses, all these snippets of social media. They talk about how it's really catered for casuals who just want to experience how it's like to wrestle. So they do a lot of stations where they try different wrestling moves. They get them into the ring to try out all the ring running and ropes and stuff like that. Biggest takeaway from that whole show, the whole I would say evening, is that they completely brought in a new crowd, like completely different crowd.
Okay.
You know who I saw at these shows?
Who?
Literal families, bro.
Wow.
Family. So I actually went there and I saw like this family brought in their 3 young kids.
Mhm.
And I saw another family that just left as I was coming in. And they position it as like a carnival for them. Like kids get to go and play and jump in the ring, and it's like a fun family day out. So I actually had the opportunity to talk to like Najwan. Shout out to Najwan. Shout out to Greg. Shout out to Lady Killer.
Crypto bro.
Dennis, I'll call you by his real name, by
Yeah.
Dennis, right? And they said that ever since the Night Fest, Singapore Night Fest, they got a lot of inquiries about Grapplemax.
Oh.
And I don't know whether they are running ads that's targeting like younger kids or like families, but it's so cool because like if they don't know anything about Grapplemax, this is their easiest entry point because I think some of the dads were like saying like, oh, this is fun. It feels very safe for my kids to run around and try out the moves.
Yep.
So I really encourage like, if you're a young family, millennial dad, for example, who grew up in the Attitude Era and like, hey, you know what, kids, I have a fun activity today for you guys. Let's go to the wrestling event, open house. So that was really, really cool. I also saw someone I haven't seen in a long time, Jeff, our famous, our popular Cairo guy from Grapplemax.
Yeah.
Jeff, of course, runs or is part of recairo.sg. And he was giving free cracking sessions, bro, on the show.
Cracking
at the
sessions,
event.
very good. Yes.
Yeah. So I got my back cracked by Jeff, so shout out to him. I think a lot of the wrestlers was there getting their bodies cracked before and after the show. Also I saw Wham Bam Bellows.
He had a match, right? Against Aussie.
Yes, well-known Australian wrestler. He is actually here in Singapore for the weekend, not just for Grapplemax, but for Ring of Rebirth. I got the post-event report. Shout out to our Patreons, Div, Zaf, Nina from Lion City Wrestling Circuit as well. So the cool thing that I wanted to say as well about the whole event, right? They made it spread out. So I thought the wrestling matches are all going to happen at one shot. But they actually started with like a wrestling match at like 6 p.m. And then in between they had all the different stations. It's all kind of like spread around. So when you come in, you have a chop. So it's like, complete
Oh.
all the stations, take part in all the things, right? And then you
It's
win.
it's a very like carnival style of doing things, right? Like yeah, so you have the stamp, you have to go to each station to collect the stamp, and then if you get all stamps, you get some sort of a freebie, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Shout out to Sir Who's, bro. October also your birthday. Let's
Woo!
go.
Look
Sharing
at
with
all
Kenny
the
Omega.
October babies.
All right, I didn't know Kenny Omega was an October baby as well. Shout out to him. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. They started off the wrestling portion of it was by having Simon versus Joseph, if I'm not wrong, right?
Ah.
I unfortunately missed a huge portion of that match. As I was coming in, the match was ending already. So you have Joseph as like your master of ceremonies, kind of doing all the announcements, while also doing the wrestling at the start of the show. So that was pretty cool. And one thing I realized was that all the different stations that they were teaching, like the back bump, taking a clothesline, throwing around Max, Grapplemax,
Dummy.
mascot, the dummy. They made it make sense in the wrestling matches because they actually employed those moves in the wrestling matches. So those people who are new, they were like, oh, okay, that move that we just learned, they use it. So there's a continuity there. So that's really, really smart of Grapplemax, I thought. Yeah. So yeah, Simon versus Joseph. I'm just checking who won that match. Give me a minute. Let me pull out the results here, brother.
Right. Would you consider that more of an exhibition match then, as opposed to a match that's going to count towards the Singapore Wrestler 20?
Well, I think I've spoken to Dave and the Grapplemax wrestlers. They really, really want it to be counted. So we are gonna grade it as if it's counted. So I think let's be fair. So
Simon won.
Yeah, so Simon won the first match. So I didn't have notes. So I'm gonna rely heavily on Nina. But I was there from the second match onwards. So second match where you had Aussie versus Wham Bam Bellows in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the right to be called Australian, bro.
I saw this and immediately I was reminded, and I think they tagged us in it or something. They tagged us in something because it was always been my little, it's something that bugged me, right? Like these two Singaporean boys trying to claim Australia. Like, you're not Australia, man, just because you all study in Australia. It's like me trying to claim, hey, I'm Canadian, bro. I'm Canadian, because I studied in Canada. I am as Canadian as Teh Tarik is. Okay.
Yeah, bro, for sure. I mean, you are a Tim Hortons guy. I'm sure you are.
No, bro. I'm drinking Starbucks today, bro.
All right. Okay, so I would like to say that this match, as an introduction for the kids, they love it because, first of all, if you do not know who Wham Bam Bellows is, he's a huge burly guy from Australia. He's huge. Like, he is like, I would say, like Bronson Reed kind of vibes, So the kids will be like, wow, this huge ass guy, And can you imagine somebody like him taking a back bump?
Right.
The rings will rattle, right?
Yeah.
So of course he is on your side, Mr. Young. He is trying to call out on this this nonsense that Aussie is spreading Australians.
Yeah.
So he fought for the right. So YC and Sean, again, their tag team has been on this arc of dissension, right?
Yeah.
Going way from the start of the year all the way until now. And, they have a tag team opportunity down the road. But I think it's getting there. It's getting closer.
To the eventual quote-unquote breakup lah.
The dark side is taking over Sean because Sean is being a full-on dick in this match, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean was being a full-on dick. Even though they were doing tag team matches and stuff, it's like, every time he's trying to tag in, like, hey, go, YC go one corner, I'm gonna take this match instead.
Right.
And he kept getting all the punishment from Wham Bam Bellows, all the chops. Poor fella.
YC lah. While Sean is like coming in for the moves, right? The big moves, like he's getting the offense.
But every time Sean gets offense, he also cannot treated like a like completely jobbed out to Wham Bam Bellows as well.
Ragdoll, because Wham Bam Bellows is a huge guy. So it makes sense for it to be a 2-on-1 as well. Was it like a 2-on-1 tag or two people in the ring at the same time? Tag, right?
No, it's really full on 2-on-1. So I think there was a bit of, I would say, like gap here because I don't know who's the referee. I think was it Lady Killer. They were I think
Crypto
it was Lady Killer.
bro.
Crypto Bro. Sorry, I love his previous name, but Crypto Bro was being very fast and loose with the rules. I think he took a lot of notes from Bryce Rimsberg.
Oh God, I don't know if that's a good thing, but okay. I'll go
Yeah,
with it.
I want to share a bit of Div's comments as well from the match. Shout out to Div, our long-time listener. I think it's cool to see Aussie come together when they have something to fight for. There was still some of Sean trying to live in his Delulu land, but we could still see Sean, YC stepping up to him and taking matters into his own hands a bit more. Glad they get to keep their name though. So, like Div alluded to, they actually won the match. And they officially were bestowed the titles of true Australians. You know how they were bestowed that title, bro?
How?
Freaking Wham Bam Bellows got them Aussie cowboy hats and boomerangs, bro.
I was about to ask, did he like anoint them with a boomerang? You know how like when you're knighted, the fella will use a sword to knight you. Did he knight them with a boomerang?
Yeah, he gave him the full ceremony, bro. The boomerang, the cowboys. I think the funniest thing as well was that during the match, Sean appeared with brand new ring tights.
Oh.
And YC was wearing old tights. So he looked like a bit like very amateurish compared to Sean.
Yeah.
So it was I was asking them after the show, they were like, oh, that's such a heelish thing to do.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah,
on purpose,
right?
Yeah, that's the point, right? Yeah.
I got gear, I got better gear, and never tell my tag team partner how dastardly is that.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. You got that match. There was one more match, right? A return for somebody who we've been wondering what happened to this fella.
Yeah, we missed this guy with the return of Jordan.
Yeah, after Dick to go, send him packing don't know where. He came back.
Send him packing back to his full-time job, bro. I think that's what happened,
life got in the way, like he got busy, but he's back.
Life got in the way. Jordan, Don't Call Me Oppa is back. I think this is officially his first match, but I can't recall. But yeah, definitely the first time I've seen in the ring since Dick Togo. So nice of him to show his face again. He was paired up with Dave.
Yes.
So there wasn't any Ban Sacha around. I'm not sure what was that all about. Whether Broken Bat, what's happening there?
Busy maybe. Yeah.
Maybe busy. But they were up against the Grapplemax Openweight champion in Hot Shot, and a new guy who I finally got a chance to see in the ring, Devon or Devon. Yeah.
Was this one of those graduation match in disguise deals?
I'm pretty sure he's really graduated. He's been there for a while. Yeah. But one thing I love about Devon, you know what is it, bro?
What's that?
He wraps up his thumb a la Solo Sikoa Umaga style. And you know what he calls his finisher?
What?
The Tambi, bro.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
I love it. It made I was like, why nobody thought of that?
I feel like I shouldn't laugh, but also it's damn funny.
Yeah, it's funny. So, I mean, the Tambi, like, brother Tambi. And he.
So wait, is he more of a comedy character then? The way you're portraying it? No? Okay.
He's legit. I mean, he say it with a straight face. Tambi is his finisher. So, like, the Samoan spike, or I would say the Tambi spike, I guess.
Div Royalty says, former champion Jordan returns and teams with former champion Dave. Hey, you trying to get people into trouble? Remember last time I called Dave former champion?
Yeah, bro. Don't go into that territory.
Div trying to get us into troubles. Yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, anyway, yes, talk to us about the match.
Yeah, so again, Jordan makes his return. Great heel. I've forgotten how great he was as a heel. Dave was also, of course, the star of the show. He was being a menace, even though they are both heels, but they were shitting on each other. So it was like Dave being like like an asshole to Jordan, and Jordan being this arrogant, like I'm back on trying to prove that I'm the best kind of thing. Bullying Devon, sorry. And Hotshot, I think Hotshot got a bit of shine here because sometimes you forget that Hotshot is the champion. I don't know whether it's the way he's being portrayed, the lack of one-on-one matches or feuds or any blood feuds, but he kind of faded in the background a bit. But this match, I remember where Dave and Hotshot started the match. Dave was like, "Alamak, this guy again." So even they also acknowledge that this is being overplayed already. But I think Hotshot definitely needs some fresh opponents. He was great though in this match. His RKO still gets a big pop out of me. That's to me, right? Every time he worked his match, working upwards all the way towards the RKO finish, that's when his matches are the best. So I really like that. But again, I think Dave and Jordan outshine that. The other two.
Who won?
So we got a victory from Dave and Jordan. And I think the crowd was a bit like deflated. Like, oh man, like why, But I thought their dastardly heel moves, their tactics and all that, I think really got the crowd going. So I think that was worthwhile. Yeah. I'm just trying to pull the results here. and some comments from Div. Okay, so Div say, it's so good to see Jordan back. He really wasn't showing any signs of ring rust at all. His kicks were just as vicious. Who can forget Jordan's strikes, right? I did think he got lost in the story of the match a little bit, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do next. Okay, so maybe the ring rust is more of the continuity of the character, right? Big Dave was an absolute meanie / menace. Love his parting shot to Devon where he tells him to go train for 2 years and come back because Devon actually is going away for NS.
Oh, wow.
Brother is enlisting. So, bro, don't forget, he's 20 years old.
Right. He's a young boy.
Bro, he told me his first memory of wrestling was the summer of Punk. How old does that make you, bro?
Wow. No, I mean, it makes me feel ancient, bro.
Yeah, for sure. He said Devon is improving every match and we will miss him while he serves NS. Hotshot has evolved to a bit more of a leadership role, tagging with Devon, and I thought it fit him really, really well. Cool to see his progression and proving why he's the current champion. So if you want to know the star ratings for these matches and this event, go check out our Patreon, where Div, me, and a couple of others are going to give our star ratings as well.
Absolutely. And of course, this all leads up to the Amplify event that's happening on the 26th of October, right? Which is the road to the 8th anniversary, Grapplemax's 8th anniversary that's happening on the 16th November. I'm checking out their social media right now, and apparently it's going to happen at an all-new location.
Yes, what? So being the intrepid reporter that I was trying to get some insider info.
Yeah, what's the scoop? Do you have a location for us, or is it still secret, cannot tell?
I have the scoop in terms of where the location is.
Okay.
But, Greg being the ever-promoter showman that he was, he didn't reveal the actual location yet. But I can give you a bit of a tease, bro.
Wait, so you know lah?
No, you don't know? I know some information. I'm going to reveal what I know. Okay.
You stop Vince McMahoning me. Okay, go ahead.
Tickling. This might not make me happy.
Oh.
But the location that they have secured is somewhere in the West.
Okay.
That's the only thing I know. That's the only info I know, bro.
Can we take MRT there or not? Because
well, let's hope the MRT is fixed by then. But yes, the anniversary show is happening somewhere in the West.
If the MRT is not fixed by November, something very wrong, bro.
For sure. So that's the only information I get. So those West Siders, rejoice, guys. All you sufferers who have been suffering going all the way to Tampines to watch a Grapplemax show. It's happening in the West. I'm willingly going to make that journey to the West just to watch a Grapplemax show.
Journey to the West, you Sun Wukong ah. If anybody gets that reference. Irvin says, Foreign, don't do a Dave Meltzer. Anyhow.
Hey. This is literal first. Okay, would it be first-hand information when I got it directly from the boss himself?
Yeah, it is first-hand information, but it's information that it's supposed to be announced later. So there you go.
Yes, the only thing I can tell you in respect of them is that it's just happening somewhere in the West. We do not know where yet. So you guys, let your speculations begin, guys. Okay.
And it's an interesting time as well because the week before their 8th anniversary, SPW is also doing a show. Their anniversary show as well, Crowning Glory. That's happening on the 8th of November.
Exactly. So it's going to be a great month of wrestling in October and November. Okay, we will not be remiss by also not mentioning that also over the weekend on a Sunday, we actually had another taping from another local wrestling promotion, Ring of Rebirth, ROR Experience. They had a taping on Sunday as well.
They had a taping?
Taping, brother. Taping.
I heard taping. I'm like, what?
And
who's taping? Okay, anyway.
Get your mind off the gutter, Mr. Young.
1,000 bottles of lube. What?
Oh, dear God. Okay, so I wasn't there personally, but I really appreciate our patrons. We had Div there. We had Lion City Wrestling Cult, Nina there as well. And we also have a self-professed ROR hardcore listener of the podcast.
Okay.
So he's a ROR hardcore fan, and he's also a listener of the podcast. So shout out to Zarf, Zarifi, his real name. He's been a patron since this year. And bro, he DM me, bro. He's like, hey, Foreign, just want to check with you, bro. I'm going to the show again, bro. Can I review the show? And I'm like, bro, by all means, bro. Go for it, bro. Go for it. And out of respect to him, and I know Deep also gave her reviews and thoughts, but I want to read out Zaf's post-match report, bro. Because he sent me almost 2,000 words, bro.
Essay, bro. Okay.
That's how much of a fan. But I'm not going to say every single damn thing, lah.
Okay. Hit me with it.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna run through the card and what he said. Okay, so he said ROR Experience started off with Eurasian Dragon versus CBK. Okay,
Okay.
it's a heel dominant match with I'm assuming Eurasian Dragon is a heel.
Yep.
With the face having several small moments of counters and moves. So CBK, SPW stalwart, as you guys know,
Mm-hmm.
so make an appearance in Eurasian Dragon's promotion, right? Match ended with CBK trying a Hurricanrana a second time, but Eurasian Dragon countered with a power bomb for the win.
Mm.
Okay, I'm just gonna share some of his ratings, right? He awarded Eurasian Dragon 5 stars. Really?
Okay.
Curious to know why. Okay, but again, this won't be the final rating because of course we have to average out with Diff. So I'm just gonna share Zalf's own opinion at this point in time. Saying great comedic heel promo to start off the show. And I thought he actually had a great counter for the second rope cross body from CBK to a fall away slam, which led to the finish. So that was his opinion of Eurasian Dragon. Gave him a great props for that. CBK got 4 stars. Very over as a face. Great standing moonsault, good off the ropes DDT and Hurricanrana, and great babyface fire. So that was the first match. Can you imagine? You know what happened in the second match? This was a very weird thing where he put as the note.
What?
Musical act.
What the fuck?
A musical act added as an interlude. Okay. I have no idea what was that about. Second match was Lucas versus Mr. Geylang. You remember Mr. Geylang, right?
Yes. Yeah. Who the hell is Lucas though?
Okay, I have no idea as well. So Mr. Geylang Alfred, a regular on the podcast, and Geylang Green came out to the final song of the musical act. Mr. Geylang cut a promo of how he found someone better than Alfred, referring to Geylang Green. Okay, so there's some storylines happening there.
Yeah.
Mr. Geylang then instructed Alfred to drink a mystery pink colored water so that he can be as strong as Geylang Green. What the hell's happening here, guys?
Okay.
Alfred took 2 sips and felt very weak and got assaulted by Mr. Geylang and Geylang Green. At that moment, a random guy with a super thick Filipino accent showed up, stopped the assault, and claimed to be Alfred's cousin. He then issues a fight with Mr. Geylang. So I'm assuming Lucas is his Filipino guy / wrestler.
Yeah. Okay, I hope that all this stuff is going to be on the YouTube, so at least we can like check it out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into the nitty-gritty of the match itself, but he awarded Mr. Geylang 4 stars. He was making his in-ring return after an injury. Decent heel promo, but could be better and needs more work, I guess, on his in-ring abilities. But this is his first return in 2 years, so that's a big. Yeah, so since the first time ROR first started. So he didn't mention who actually won this match. But I'm assuming it's Mr. Geylang because he is the one making his return. Okay, so next match, referee Noor versus Geylang Green. So right after this match, Mr. Geylang wasn't happy with the result. So I'm saying Lucas got the win. Because he got not happy with the result, right? Okay. I'm just reading out what I see, bro. Mr. Geylang wasn't happy with the result of the match and blames referee No. So referee No, who was refereeing the match, got unhappy, strips down to his in-ring gear, and issues a fight with Geylang Green right after.
Okay.
Yeah, so he mentioned that this match was between 2 debuting wrestlers. So Geylang Green and referee No were both making their first in-ring appearance. Noor was very energetic and vocal throughout the match, showed a lot of valiant effort. However, Geylang Green was too strong for him and got the win. I guess they're trying to make their very own referee Ryan equivalent in Ring or Rebirth, right? Referee No got 3 stars, in-ring debut, very great energy, displayed good heart and effort, but lost to Geylang Green, who actually got 2 stars. Lesser rating.
Div Royalty, by the way, says that they ended up live streaming the whole thing. It's on their Instagram. So if you want to check out the matches.
Okay. Geylang Green displayed good physical strength, so I guess he's a bit of a bigger size guy, but not vocal and has to improve his character development. So some notes there. Okay, now we are gonna talk about is it the second semi-main event?
Okay.
Varun Khanna versus Australians Wham Bam Bellows. This is his second match in Singapore over the weekend.
There you go.
Oh, wait, he says it's the main event. It is the main event. Okay, most anticipated match of the night, Giant versus Giant horse fight. Slapping man, right? Lots of back and forth of strengths, moves, and spots. Varun really stepped up to the plate as this is the first time he faced a wrestler of his similar size. His moves has greatly improved in the ring, and he really does seem to be able to hold up in the ring against a veteran like Bellows. He had an awesome enziguri from Varun. So he actually did an enziguri. And
Okay.
his size. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Still can't believe a wrestler that size can execute such an agile move.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, the winner of the match couldn't be determined as halfway through the match, Eurasian Dragon and Mr. Gelang interferes and start attacking both Varun and Bellows.
Schmoz then.
Small. No wonder this wasn't the main event, according to him. Okay, so ED said he should have been in the main event as this is his show.
Yeah.
A tag team match ensued and scheduled for the team of Varun and Bellows versus ED and Mr. Gelang with no rules as the stipulation. Okay, so the match was a straight up hardcore match lah. Okay, the fight at the back lasted quite a while, so I think they fought to the back of the ring or back of the arena. And all the wrestlers finally made it back to the ring. It became a squash match with Varun and Bellows dominating most of the time. But match ends with double team moves of Bellows executing an off the rope standing splash and Varun executing an off the rope frog splash on Mr. Gelang for the win. So the baby faces in this match got the win. Varun Kana got 5 stars. First time Varun wrestled same size, good chops to Bellows, great physical match, and the Enziguri got it for Zaf. And notes, Urfi and Brother Bai wasn't in the cards for the event. So overall, we were missing some of their more signature wrestlers from ROR, but it seems to me that the star of the show was Varun Kana.
Yeah.
And also the return of Mr. Gelang. That's the newsworthy moments from Ring of Rebirth.
There you go.
I needed a drink after all that.
Yeah, I know, right? Kudos to you for, reporting all that and getting through all that. And of course, once again, if you want to check out some of these ratings and some of the reviews, you can always check out our Patreon, drop us some support as well if you love what we do here in Singapore and of course, our coverage of all the wrestling.
Yeah, my only thing to Ring of Rebirth, and I hope you guys are listening or checking out the podcast, Alfred, so please let them know. You guys need one more show. One more show needs to happen between now to December so your wrestlers can qualify for Singapore Wrestler Top 20. Because our prerequisite, you need to have 3 matches that's booked, that has happened in the promotion during this qualifying period, okay?
Correct. Can you imagine all of them rush to have a match in their last event of the year? They're like, no, book me so I can be on the list. The list!
Oh dear. I mean, I'm just trying to, get it out there because I do want to see some Ring of Rebirth representation. As of now, none of you guys qualify yet, so let's hope we get one more match.
See, my whole thing, right, is because they do events so irregularly, it's very hard to keep up. At the end of the day, right, when it comes to storytelling, it's very hard to continue caring if the wait in between is 3 months, 2 months even, especially in this world that we live in right now where it's just so saturated with, if it's not wrestling, if it's video games, if it's not video games, it's live streamers, if it's not live streamer, it's something. There's a movie, there's always something that gets in the way. So unless you're fully entrenched in that quote unquote bubble, it's very hard to catch anybody's attention. And
so we need Ring of Rebirth ambassadors essentially. Because we have people from Grapplemax and SPW who always constantly come to us and like, hey, there's this event, there's this show.
No, but beyond that too, it's like I'm not saying obviously I realize everybody has lives, they have commitments and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. When was the last time they actually had another show? The buzz is not there when the last show you had was months ago.
Yeah.
1 month already too long.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I think, valid feedback, and I'm pretty sure Ring of Rebirth is aware. I do hope they have as great a debut year as they had when they first started the promotion. Oh, the rollout was great. Remember, we talked about how the marketing was great as well.
Yeah. Even if it's just promos on social media, I think maybe that might help, to just build interest towards, I don't know. It just seems like, Ring of Rebirth had an event, but there's no... I feel no connection to it in that, okay, I don't know most of the wrestlers, right? From their previous shows or whatever continuity there might be. Even if I stop watching SPW for a while, or I stop watching Grapplemax for a while, I know, okay, Big Dave, I know Statement, and Statement got a new batch of guys. I can sort of piece together what that entails. When you tell me about Mr. Gelang doing this or Varun doing that, I'm like,
yeah, but who are they to us, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I would like to see more from them in this time where everything is just so saturated already. Like there's so many alternatives out there. You know what I mean? In terms
Yeah,
of attention space in my
yeah,
head.
I'm pretty sure they are aware as well.
Yeah,
But I do hope that them having more shows and tapings means they're kind of slowly getting back in the run.
yeah,
And
hope
maybe
so.
2026 will be a year, because I do like people like Urfi. I do like, I've seen Farun Khanna in person, and he's also a fan, listens to the podcast, and I've seen his size. I can imagine him and Big Good Jack having a badass match, you know.
Ah,
Yeah, so I really, really hope they get that kind of exposure going forward. But yeah, that's your local wrestling this week. And Amplify is coming up next. Grapplemax, SPW. Oh, look forward as well. We are gonna announce our top 5 Singapore wrestlers for September, because you know, based on the weekend of matches, I think we have enough to make the list. So
bro,
let's
that
talk about
pivot,
it, brother.
pivot point graph, whatever.
Pivot tables.
Pivot table, what? I'm waiting for that shit, bro. We
Let's
need to put out a
go.
pivot table t-shirt, actually. A pivot table t-shirt with hands, with the Tongan hands.
Foreign pivoting.
Bro, I just came out with 2 ideas for t-shirts. We got the yeah, and foreign's pivot.
Oh my god, we are going crazy with all this nonsense. Okay, one last thing. I think we have definitely had a very long podcast, more than we embargoed for.
Yep.
But we need to also make a big announcement, my brother. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Foreign, get the pivot tables.
No pivot tables. I hope you have your Instagram ready, brother, because I want to show this fine fella, this fine
Instagram.
handsome fella who is our new sponsor, my brother.
Ah,
Our new sponsor. Okay, just some context, guys. You know, I think one thing about Kick to the Gut that we've been very, very lucky this year is that we've always been doing this, you know, more or less for free, on our own time.
Yeah.
We've been doing it because we love wrestling and it's been passionate, right? We've done it for going on 7 seasons, right? And then recently, I think we tried to see, okay, whether there's some ways we can kind of monetize the show, at least, you know, earn a bit. And we are very, very fortunate to have all you dedicated patrons, you know, who are contributing every single month. You know, like as you said, to keep the lights on, right? Also, we are very, very lucky this year. We've had a chance to work with so many different brands and sponsors that have come to us and say like, hey, you know, we were very interested in your community. We want to support pro wrestling. We want to be a sponsor. So we've had the likes of Mirage, you know, shout out to them.
Shout out. Yep.
We have the likes of Lemar, recently just ended the sponsorship. We've had SPW. So they have been really great. And we kind of been marketing it. It's like one sponsor every quarter throughout the year. So for our final 2 months before the podcast, you know, ends our yearly hiatus from
the season
Q4,
ends the season, basically.
Yeah, we want to end the season strong, right? So I was thinking like, you know, what kind of you know, sponsor or brand that we can work with. I didn't have to look, bro. I was catching up with an old friend of mine, and you know, his name is Hasif.
Yep.
He is an FA, financial advisor, right? But I know him more because he is the founder of this very popular food brand called Katoshka.
Okay.
Have you heard of Katoshka? It is they sell russet fries. Like you know, it's like BFF. Remember best fries forever? It used
with all the different toppings and different
correct.
sauces, right?
You got like sour ranch and all this awesome stuff. So they have been a staple in all the Ramadan bazaars and all these celeb fairs. So he's the brains behind that. So more than anything, he's an entrepreneur, right? And he also understands the struggle of small businesses, like brands like us, you know. And he's not a wrestling fan per se, but he was very, very curious on our community. He says like, hey, your community is very engaged, I realize. He had a chance to listen to the podcast and he was like, this is very rare, because he said the hardest thing to do is to build brand loyalty. And we're going into corporate speak at this point in time, right? You know, he can empathize because, you know, his Katoshka, like he does have like a loyal following, people who check out his stuff. And also even with his FA, when he actually meets people, he learns a lot about how, you know, people who are passionate about the stuff that they do, what keeps their passion going is really when they find a community that resonates with their brand or their product, and it just becomes this thing. So the whole point I'm trying to say is that he was super impressed by the Kick to the Gut community.
Let's go.
Yeah, the
Yes.
fans, the listeners, like
The
how,
yeah, and the chops
yeah, all
is
you
what got
day
him.
one, all you day ones, man. So I'm not sure. Do you have his Instagram on standby? But he said that, hey, you know what? I want to be a sponsor for you guys. I want to kind of like you know, help you guys promote everything that you guys are doing up all the way until our season finale and hopefully the Kick to the Guts awards, right? So from starting officially from this week, he will be our episode sponsor, our
Yep.
Kick to the Gut official sponsor. He only asked one thing from our listeners and our fans,
What's that?
to just follow him on his Instagram.
There you go. You want to
Have
follow
him
him
in your
on his
community.
personal Instagram, or you want the Katoshka one? Which one? Both. You know what, bro? I'm gonna follow both right now. Check it out.
Yeah, let's go. Boom,
Bam! One day.
bam.
There you go. There you go.
Mister Young, just follow. Okay, follow Hasif. Let's go. Let's go.
Bam!
Bam.
Hasif
Okay.
underscore captures. Is that the one?
Yes, correct. So if
Because
you...
some people got like multiple Instagram accounts, I had to check, right? But there you go, Hasif underscore captures. If you're listening to this and don't know what we're talking about because you can't see it, right now on the screen I have his Instagram account. Hasif is HASIF underscore captures. Bam! Drop our guy a follow right now.
Yeah, he is contributing monetarily to our community. So the least we can do is to follow him, check out what he does. He's
Yes.
all about lifestyle. If you like lifestyle and fitness, he's I think he's an ambassador for a couple of brands.
Bro,
like
look him rocking it at High Rocks.
Yeah, he was recently at High Rocks. He did High Rocks.
Bro, you want this babyface assassin on your FYP lah, on your feed lah. Look at the handsome fella.
Correct. He's a handsome fellow, brother. I mean, I think we are trying to get him to boost our ladies' population or demographics.
What?
And bro, he's single, bro. Just say.
Are you serious?
Helping a brother out. Yes, he's single because he's busy with his career, entrepreneurship. But anyway, he asking our listeners follow him, and he's very curious to go attend a wrestling show to kind of see what's the community all about. So we'll probably give him some MVP. VIP treatment, brother.
It's a good time because it's all the anniversary shows as well. And funnily enough, right? It's funny that you bring it up because I have a few friends who have reached out to me when I post about like, wrestling stuff. It's like, hey, like, no, which one should I go to? I quite gained. And I'll purposely, like, when they ask me about this wrestling style, I'll be like, hey, you want to go or not to an event? They're like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, people from the media industry, I won't say who, but yeah.
Yeah, get them to come and experience. I think that's the only way to kind of see what's wrestling all about. You have to attend a live show.
For sure.
It doesn't matter which promotions, right? So guys, for our listeners, please follow him. I will probably do an official announcement somewhere down the week. And also, I think he probably would want to do an opportunity to kind of meet you guys as well. So hopefully the wrestling show, I'll get him to the community. Please welcome him with open arms. He's new to wrestling. He's new to local wrestling. But he wants to promote us. So, hey, let's help him as well. Okay?
Once again, Hasif Captures, thank you very much for believing in us as much as what we do. We love what we do, which is talking about wrestling, and thanks for supporting that. And do us a favor, guys. Go to his Instagram page right now and drop the man a follow.
Yeah, our first ever personal sponsor, like individual. I feel like those Japanese wrestlers, those Japanese wrestlers got like one guy just sponsor them so that they can chop him or something like that. Yeah. So this is the first time we actually have a personal, like a individual sponsoring the podcast. So come on, give some love to Hasif and his lifestyle brand.
Div Royalty is like Joakim. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I know Joakim is a wrestling fan. Tim O from 913. He's also, I don't know if he still watches now, but he's a wrestling fan as well, and several other people.
The Muttons are, wrestling fans.
Well, more Justin lah, to be honest.
Justin.
More Justin. Do you remember Don Richmond?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, high-profile music producer as well. He's done several NDP songs. He's a big wrestling fan as well. He used to be. Anyway, when I worked at 987, we used to talk about wrestling all the time, and we used to watch the pay-per-views.
Awesome. And the cool thing I wanted to say was like, we've been having a few more famous people kind of following the podcast recently. We have Joakim Gomez who, have reacted to our stories. We have Kuchester who recently followed us. So there's a big deal for us. And of course, Fakafa. So we do have like, big names listening to us, and it's all about sharing the love of wrestling, bro.
Didn't he rebrand himself recently, Fakafas? He no longer goes by Fakafas, right? He's like going by his actual name, right?
He is his own guy, bro. He is his own name, yeah. So that's also really, really great on his side. So yeah, bro. I think it's all about creating the community. And just to end off, one last thing as well. we also, during the Grapplemax Open House, I've been approached by a familiar face, Mr. Young. You want to talk more about what I just shared with you?
Well, I mean, I think we should talk more only when we have more to talk about, when we iron the details out. But I'm excited because I'm excited to grow.
Literally, yeah.
Not in that way, lah, but you know what I mean. As we head into 2026, hey, who knows, man? Hey, 26 or 25 only next year. 2025, big things are on the horizon. I'm excited for so many of these things. The fact that we could be growing this team to me means a lot. More opportunities to do bigger things, to be out there and spread the word, the gospel of pro wrestling.
Yeah, so stay tuned for a big announcement about a potentially new member of Kick to the Gut joining us. Okay, so
there will
stay
be
tuned
more
for that
kicking
announcement.
of the guts.
For sure.
But in the meantime, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. As always, we appreciate your time on a Monday afternoon. Next week, most likely, we'll be back to our regular scheduled Tuesday. Hopefully, I have nothing on.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. If it's not Tuesday, I think Monday. If you guys are enjoying this time, please let us know.
Yep.
Ooh, this is a 3-hour podcast, Mr. Young. Holy shit.
Oh boy, it's one of those days. But you know what? Hopefully, it was a nice distraction from work on a Monday, because Monday afternoon can be, Monday blues, the kind of shit. So let's just get out of that situation, lah. First attended SPW's first Wrestling Island long time ago, Hardcore Island. Oh yeah. No, I've seen Fucker Fast. I think I've seen Sneaky Sushi at one of the wrestling events as well. So always got local celebrities always have one. Div says Monday is better, lah.
Ooh, really? Okay.
Bro,
I mean, we are open to it.
It's time to work from home every single Monday, bro.
I try my best. I will try my best.
Mondays, okay lah. To me, Mondays are good, but that means I'm streaming for like 6 hours on Monday, which is quite crazy, because I stream at night on my Twitch channel. Cheap plug for my Twitch. Tonight I'm playing Black Myth Wukong on Twitch.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm streaming later, so like, wow, Shaq, bro.
Don't worry, bro. Enjoy it. Don't stress yourself too much. Have a good rest before your stream, bro.
Oh yeah. By the way, I also am on radio, so yeah, there's that as well. So yeah.
Okay.
That's why Mondays are a bit crazy. But if you guys like Monday, we can try to make it work.
All right. We will discuss this again, and I will let everybody know if that's the direction we are going.
All right. In the meantime, though, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. There's going to be Dynamite 15. We'll review that next week. We got Bad Blood coming up as well. We'll review that also. And then Wrestle Dream. We'll do the preview of Wrestle Dream later.
Oh, time to take a break. There's so much shit to go. Let's go, bro.
All right. But as always, translation is Mr. Young.
And it's for in the building.